good at calling on these maps.
What is blood cooking? That's what I want to know on the Zeta side. I'm genuinely curious because when we saw the series layout come in, you know, we were just like staggered, honestly. And even then though, if it goes to split, there even is an opportunity here for Zeta to close it out. It's going to be really hard, but I don't want to act like it's unrealistic because honestly, here at VCT, anything is possible.
Yes.
I mean, Prime Gaming Agent Select, they're playing Neon Rays into NRG's best map.
Artist locking in the chamber. Let's go. This is a comp that I am familiar playing against Zeta Division. I'm telling you, these double duelists run it down, and it is terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying once they get ults on the board. If your team is not hitting shots, they will flood the sites and they will win this game. I'm telling you that.
But NRG is so comfortable playing the slow style and attack, especially with this chamber. They're great at dealing with defensive aggression. And if you remember yesterday, Zeta didn't get a single first kill with their double duelist comp against Fnatic on their defensive side. That needs to change if Zeta wants to make another run happen for Japan.
Pressure is on for both of these teams as we get ready to jump into this game. It's going to be Zeta Division from the Pacific region looking to try and make the impossible possible against NRG on a map that they have been strong on before. But Sean has hope that this team will be able to pull it off on Bind. Let's see if it all comes to fruition and send it over to your casters. Here's Benjamin and the Egg.
Benjamin and the Egg, lovely little fairy tale story as well. You can read it to your bed as a kid. But
are we getting a fairy tale story today?
Are we going to get that fairy tale story? The miracle run of Zeta Division, honestly. This is a revenge match that has been almost 2 years in the waiting for Zeta Division versus this NRG core. The miracle run was ended all the way back Reykjavik 2022. The desk has already set this one up for us. And today, I mean, we heard it in the pieces earlier as well that we're playing right at the beginning of the day. Crow was saying, we want that revenge against NRG. We want revenge against the core of this team that denied us that chance at Reykjavik to make history.
And this is in a very different position. This is to be eliminated from the tournament entirely. So a very different situation. But I can't help but think, even when Zeta were at their best, they weren't able to take a map away from this core. Can it be different here today? Sean is very high on the game plans that he's seen from Zeta Division with their double duelists. We haven't seen the composition be played in quite a while, and it looks like there's sand aggression here.
Yeah, already just walking out here for Zeta Division. Victor has taken out a clean kill. Not too much damage done on the Ivy side, and instantly a smoke drop down.
And immediately the narrative shifts. Zeta have managed to pick up a first kill on their defense side. And when NRG were playing that fateful split game where they ended up losing to Billy, both of the duelists, Victor and Artis, they went 2 and 8 combined in those first duels on their attack side. So that was a massive problem for them. One of the biggest reasons why they got upset on that map and in that series. I don't mean to overreact, but it started already with the first kill in the pistol.
And you got to think that Zeta's got something up their sleeves, picking Bind. Mimi mentioned it. The desk was talking about it, the giggling from Junior.
And Laz as well.
Yeah, Laz as well, I mean, with the pick.
Just having a cackle.
Here's the hit coming through, though. Smokes being played inside. Depp just making sure to cover those angles towards the back of it still as well. Finesse trying to work his way around. That is snappy from Depp. You love to see it.
Those smokes, I mean, ended up helping the Zeta players so much. Dipping in and out there to be able to clean things up in the 5v4. NRG go down early. You got to expect that they'll be anticipating aggression like that across the map. Again, one of the big things I felt that NRG were rushing, one of the details that was missing when they lost to Billy on split, is that their duelists at the time, Victor and Artis, are expected to just get space for free, or get space based off utility. Like Sand, for example, there. You see the trademark gets thrown down, and Victor starts walking up, gets caught in transition. These peaks that come at unorthodox times, perhaps a little like what Laz is doing here.
This is a crazy angle.
Have caught NRG off.
Popped up on the box there using the util. First signs of life through the choke point, but I mean, just to touch on a prior point that we were making, the desk was talking about. If you're looking at 2 maps to expect a finesse masterclass, it would be Bind and Haven. You know, the calling style of NRG, they love to do a lot of fakes with those maps, especially on Bind. You start to see the TPs being used here, but with Zeta picking it into them, you got to think they've got something up their sleeves, and the proactivity that we've already witnessed has been quite good.
Artist would be the danger player if there was one with 3 bullets in the head. Hunter, nobody's going to give him a peek. So NRG grouping up towards the weaker side of Zeta, but still the weaponry so good.
If they overwhelm, might be able to get a plant down here because they have grouped up towards long.
But there's double players with Spectres in sight. Sugar Zero and Crow should be able to hold this off.
That's very good, yeah. The molly from Sugar Zero's done an excellent job here. Are you really going to rotate here with 30 seconds? Spotted out, Artist pushed off of it. Thought he had some space granted towards him. The rest of his team had his back here, but they're going to be flooding right into this. Zen doesn't have a nade. So going to be able to use that one to deny the plan over the top of the box. Seeing that angle, lovely shot, hit and rattled with the classics. Plan is theirs.
What a whiff. I mean, that is unfortunate there. The 2 Zeta players falling in spots where they easily could have dealt with this. NRG have a massive chance of being able to clean this up, but it's still only Victor with a rifle.
Doubled up though. Stun, that's a connection onto Sugar Zero. No one wants to push. Take that ground off of it, tripled up. Damage definitely done towards him. Final player spotted out. Depp. He's got so much more to do here. Crashes weak, will fall.
And there goes
shot
the gun.
there. Upgrade obtained, but this crossfire setup should be surely a slam dunk already. Skipping over towards the side, forcing out. He spotted the 2 players, knows roughly where they are, but there's only 6 bullets left. He's going to force a clean fight. 2 classics, but again, time is against him, and it's being bought and purchased with finesse, paying for it with his life. He's won them the round. And NRG, it's going to be that MasterCard Thrifty.
What a flip around compared to NRG when they played against Billy, and they themselves won pistol and threw away the second. NRG were very diligent there in terms of rotating around, looking for their opening, and eventually found it with that shot. Artist using a headhunter bullet to take down Laz, perched up in heaven. And not just that, snowballing instantly into a second, as 10 was unable to find his kill. Posted around showers. This is going to send the economy spiraling into the opposite direction. And a strange clash down short. Depp with a hero rifle.
Yeah, exactly. Potential. Serious potential. With Artist falling, there was no follow-up there.
Not enough respect given there, I feel. Again, you know, it's very common for teams to go for some kind of eco push down short, and Artist is relying on the fact that he's got his rendezvous, believing in his reaction times to help him escape from any level of danger, gets caught. Could that be the opening that Zeta need in order to win another very unlikely Thrifty round?
Calling a stack. Sole player with a rifle, which is Depp. He's left to just hold down A, which is where most of NRG are grouped. So, only a util for Crashies, but he doesn't opt to use it. Instead, they want to contact up behind the wall, dropping it down, facing together in case any players are here. It should be the plan for them, unless Depp can play spoiler. No one is actually going to be pushing him from behind in showers here.
Crashies isn't the one with the spike. He's just holding space for Som to be escorted in. And now Crashies, I thought was going to be holding showers, but instead of clear into the smoke.
No one's holding for it. Showers is not there. Depp isn't even looking in this direction, but plan denied. 30 seconds here. And now rotations abound here for Zeta Division. Not there with a fight. Trailblazer into the corner. The stun connects and eventually allows for that clean-up kill. Onto Finesse. The teleport rotation. Side on the either side, following around as the spike drop down. Hot on the heels, Victor does regain it, but time is of the essence. 10 seconds, has to use the satchels to get in and plant inside, but it's a 1 versus 3. And just like that, any economical disadvantage does not matter. Okay.
2 rounds in a row where the team that comes in with mostly just classics has taken away the win. Another MasterCard Thrifty. They're all over the place.
Yeah, getting their money's worth.
They certainly are. Speaking of which, I mean, if you want a value round, this is it. It's Depp's position that ends up being the dagger in the back. I know it's still a 4v5 at that point, right? And NRG had already lost Artist, but to me, the fact that there wasn't anybody covering, it's only Crashies trying to watch anyone who might push through the smoke and anyone who might be showers. Yeah. That's too much work for Crashies to do, supporting someone on the plant. He needs help.
Depp on a heater purchase for the operator. He's holding this hookah bush. NRG, they have been contacting quite a bit. I do like the purchase. Nice way to shut it down. Onto the angle though, Crow might be about to absolutely feed or famine. Well, it's only the 1-for-1.
Like a modest snack.
Yeah,
not necessarily a feast or a famine.
Exactly, it's somewhere in the middle. But They're not rushing into it. NRG stopping the push. They get that pick, waiting it out.
It's a nice smoke there as well. Allows them to retrieve the rifle. Crashies is wondering about any level of spam, but seems to have avoided it from Sugar Zero just for the moment. Depp hasn't given away, as far as I'm aware, that he's hopping from here, and here comes the push.
There's a smoke drop down, overdrive close to the corner here. You've got to try and do something about this one. Doubled up. It's the high-low. Even with just the stingers, Som clean that one up now. For the plant, will go down. Nade sailing right over the top. Any damage done? Doesn't look like it.
Surely not another Thrifty, though. I mean, NRG is set up to win it.
Som's earned his ult. Only that, the weapons as well, holding on to Tube. Snakebite actually rebounding close. I think that was meant to go inside Tube. 10 clearing, but Som surely hits this one, yeah. Right into the sight lines. It's good for it. And NRG on the cusp. But have to be magic from Laz. Will he perform it? Here we go, shot misses. Knows where Som is roughly, but it's covered by Ardis. Swinging to the side. It's another MasterCard. Thrifty.
I mean, if you're new to Valorant, if you're tuning in to Champions as the big event at the end of the year, normally having the rifles and the better weaponry does give you an advantage.
Yep, it should.
Don't go into your ranked games with only pistols expecting this level of success. But the methodical nature from these teams and the openings that they're being given by their opponents.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of all of this, Depp went for an operator in that round, was tough cubby and couldn't deal with the hookah flood, and now he's kind of harmed his own economy. In theory, this could be a round where Zeta are able to purchase. It might even, dare I say it, be our first rifle round, except for the fact that Depp now doesn't have the funds because he purchased an operator.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really odd kind of half-buy-ish from Zeta that's still got some weaponry.
It is a strange one. I mean, you can go for a bit of a purchase with the weapons. Probably what I'm talking about now with this timeout. And they have earned some ults. Same on the other side as well. And it's the orbital strike and showstopper for Zeta Division. Maybe they can get back on the right track with this one. But the timeout ending, the chances are abound here. Just
now we're going to see, as the coaches evacuate, whether one of these teams can try and materialize an advantage. I've liked the way that NRG have been peaking together. You know, their drop out of hookah was a high-low. Their ability to get into hookah as well, trading off each other really effectively with the pistols and the stinger. Zeta are going to have to be a little cautious about that if their game plan is to post people up and try and take duels at early corners.
Now buying into it though. Got Depp the rifle, flash through the smoke. Anti-flash played by Crashies, so it didn't connect. Might give them a bit of false information, but really slow going for NRG.
On top of that, take a look at the Zeta buy. It's kind of all over the place.
It is, yeah.
It is, I guess, a force, because a bunch of these players are not going to be able to buy for the next round. But you've still got a Judge and a Sheriff in there. Sugar Zero is holding this.
Who's contact?
I would assume this is off. Crashy is actually using the Trailblazer, is what I would expect.
Oh, is it going to be used? No way. Victor shut down. Showstopper. 0 value gain. That's a -8. Ardis has lurked his way up through into short, onto this angle, but a lot of sightlines to look out for, even with the operator.
There's no fast reaction from NRG based off the fact that they were stacking over towards B long.
Laz sees it surely. The jump spot.
Now he's
Serious danger. Does reposition though. Yep, 10 close to the corner here. Judge in his hands.
How does that kill?
And now the showstopper brought down. It's collected back to back in the round of South Laz through the smoke. It's got to be watched for. Crashies is there. Spots it with the gun. Just poking out. 20 seconds left. Orbital strike with another tap to try and bait this one out. They thought it was towards triple. Doesn't catch onto anything at all. Still buys time and a bit of confusion into the mix. Depths behind them. Putting the squeeze on. Finesse moving forwards, but he is spotted. Crow got his sights on it, so Zeta winning that one out, even with the dodgy buy.
Big play through the smokes there too. NRG have really struggled when hitting the A site to control these pushes from Zeta. They're getting stuck on site, getting pushed through a smoke or from showers. And Zeta, once again, with the weaker buy. Every round has gone to the team with the weaker buy. And we see once more, you know, one of those entry players just getting caught out. It's Victor here twice, once on the pistol and now here, you know, misreading the situation, I would say, in that spot. Not considering that there could be a player tucked over towards TP and sending his showstopper. We've got a force on the other side now with a Bulldog, a Spectre, and a Guardian.
Yeah.
The economy is just a mess for the start of this game.
All over the place.
Both teams determined to claw their way back into this by force buying themselves to oblivion. And yet, it has worked so far for Zeta. We'll see whether NRG can do the same.
What a presence from NRG towards the side. Smokes are actually dropped down here. What a shot by Crow. Still, Dog at his heels, stuns him up. Laz, though, right behind him, into the smokes once more. Seekers pointing them in the right direction. Laz taking the timing through it. That's the spike drop down. Still, 2 players isolated onto the site. NRG really finding it a struggle. Artist late to the party on top of it. Som spots out Laz, brings him down, but plenty more to do. It's a double face. Great discipline from Zeta Division. Artist, he was late. He was over towards A. Dropping down, making a footstep, and now forced to save. I mean, operator, $200.
These smokes are not deterring Zeta. In fact, they're helping them. The double smokes that Som is putting down that kind of allow you to drop out of hookah, or potentially, if you were over towards B long, sneak into elbow, are just not working. And Artist is going for this as well.
I mean, making a play for this one.
I really thought he'd be saving at this point.
It's 25 seconds. Hoping that somebody peeks into his side. Just doesn't seem likely.
He's getting flanked as well. He's going to have to be cautious because Dep's coming around towards the bottom of B long. And at this point, when there's 10 seconds left, you really can't afford to be losing the op.
2 more left, though. Does have the TP for safety. Will take it. Back out of there. Will they hunt him?
Look. Oh, both duelists were thinking about it just for a moment, but they're going to allow Artist to take his consolation prize into the next. NRG's buy not looking good. No real opportunity to force up around this op. It's all kinds of chaos that we're witnessing here. But in terms of their actual game plan, I'm not a fan of what NRG are doing over towards B. They're putting down 2 smokes towards, like I said, connecting kind of the bottom of hookah over towards like the elbow position. And whenever Zeta have a player that's in garden or looking towards B long, they're using the smokes to find timings on the NRG players as they go for a plant or as they clear backside. This is actually harming NRG more because Zeta are not deterred. They're just pushing through and finding timings. NRG would benefit more from having the vision to know that the area was clear. And remember back to just the round before this one, they also got punished by Zeta pushing through smokes on A. There's got to be an adaptation here, and NRG have already put themselves in a bit of a pit, just thanks to the unusual economy situation.
Yeah.
Chet's going to have his input here, but as the timer ticks down, you know, 3, 2, 1, and he's out. And now it's just down to the players to figure things out on their own.
Let's see if they can work it out, because right now, Zeta Division leading 4-2. It's their map pick a bind, which is unusual enough. We've already made mention of that. NRG's better maps, you know, historically, you think about this core of this team, the calling style really fits to the bill, I think, of how they like to play as a team. But we'll be jumping back into this one momentarily. Baron is about to fall. And the money, yeah, not looking too good. Of course, that operator that Artist was able to save. But in instances like this as well, sometimes that operator that you're saving can just be a curse as well, because you feel like can't really make any plays when you want to be taking risks on a half buys. You're almost incentivized to save it in a lot of situations. But this is a deep flank as well. Zeta are not messing around. And how unusual is this? On top of the fact, I mean, they're up against weaker weapons. Timing is missed. Victor was holding this angle. There's a trademark there.
Surely you don't break this and try and force the fight, though. On an anti-eco, this is already so much danger for the Zeta players. They could have got caught.
Much potential to just give away weapons. But it gives so much information as well to the anchoring players over towards A. Towards the back, they got to know that they're corralled and kept in wait.
And NRG have no clue that this has happened. They're trusting in the trademark. Victor's going to look behind him, doesn't quite spot it. No, he's focused towards market rather than this tucked position.
Yep, unaware of the timing. This one, here we go. It's going to be dropped down with the satchels to get through here. Sugar Zero, he's got a line up for the molly, denying the default plant spot.
Trailblazer, though, they're going to realize there's someone fast behind.
Oh, yeah, now they are certainly. But time, again, it's just running so damn short. They've cut it all the way down. And that fast flank as well, all the information was theirs. Zeta playing this one perfectly. Has to be a miracle opening. Maybe Victor can do so, but the spike's still dropped down. No one's retrieved this one. Into Showers looking towards the side of the smoke. Artist suspects nothing. Nothing at all. Vanessa over the top as well will be brought down. And traded 5-2. I cannot believe the cojones on Zeta to make a play like that. You're up against, you know, pistols and SMGs, whatever they had. And you're doing that with rifles against them.
Not just that, you know you're playing against a chamber composition where you're going to run into a trademark at some point. But with that trademark having to be closer to where the chamber is playing, it does offer you opportunities to get really quite deep, a lot further than you would in prior metas. It's not a disaster just yet for NRG, though. That was a bit of a half-buy. They're coming in here with the rifle round. But this has got to be a conversion if NRG want to stop the rot.
Satchel play with a flash. Controller Showers with no orb gain, so Crashies, he's got his Seekers. Does force out the pit almost instantly. A lot of util. Expended some shots as well. Rattled through, hoping for an easy kill, but that's still healthy.
Crashies has Trailblazer, has Seekers. There are tools here from the sky to put a lot of pressure on Laz.
And the crazy thing is as well, I mean, Showers control given up. Zeta moving off and away from the side actually for a heal, so they've given up control of that. But the timing's not taken. Now the Trailblazer. See all of this one broken pretty early.
And nobody really spamming off the back of it either. I thought that was going to be part of the idea there for NRG to gain some control.
And a good smoke. It was dropped down in Showers.
It looks like they don't want any piece of it. They have pulled 3 players over towards A and put a little bit of fear in the heart of Laz. But now they're going to have to try and get through Depp, who's once more holding a bit of an unusual position.
Yeah, but also have a potential for disaster with the amount of time that's on the clock again. I mean, NRG have not been getting the openings they want. They've really just been in a chokehold.
Oh, look at the rotate.
Close, off angle, calling for the rotate. Now, util in their hands. Stuns, lay it down onto the floor to safety. Many numbers as well, now rotating over. Zeta making sure there's no gaps in their play. Although, as I say, that Depp, that is cheeky. Out of the smoke, but no opportunity for play here for NRG. You just got to back away and save your guns once more. NRG, they cannot get anything done.
They really can't. There's no opportunity to open a pick. They're slow. It's been difficult for them to find openings. I feel like in the past we would have seen NRG very decisively try to deal with that pit. Already a protocol in mind for how to deal with something like that. And instead it feels like they're a little lost in these spots. And if you'll forgive me for being a bit poetic, this year I feel like NRG remind me of, they're like an artist that gets a little older, and then they're trying to recreate the masterpieces and find that flow state of their youth. all the familiar lines are there, you know, all of the, it's technically solid, but the magic and all of the brush strokes is just gone, and it leaves the overall effect dull. They're missing the magic that separates a great painting from a work of art. It's just not there right now.
Magic might be on the side of Zeta Division. We know how much it means to them as well. They want a chance. Got to remember, elimination game. Nade into the corner. Sugar Zero is blinded, but does use the TP to evacuate. He might be in trouble. Chance for a pincer, but no, it just gives up that B-long control while Aldous is watching.
There is only a single player defending B currently. Of course, they know that one of them had to take the TP. Seekers used, and now Crashy should have some understanding. How many Seekers are being used?
I'm not too sure, actually. It's just faking us out, I think. There's a lot of they are being used. Orbital strike. Into the back. Som using that to try and clear out. They didn't really get the answer they were looking for, but now that Artis has all of this ground gained, kill, the potential's there, yeah, not anticipating it. So Laz is brought down. Showers. Control there. The Snakebite have to skip over towards it. This time, front section of the site is going to be there. Victor doesn't win the fight out. Had to hold that one. Still it's Artis. Slow field, drop down as well. It's going to make it difficult for Zeta to really push forwards now. Using the Trailblazer. Another shot. Rattles. Two still in the chamber. Artis bringing them all down. They're calling for it. Artis is hunting for it.
I don't think he's going to be offered the opportunity. It looks like Depp is already thinking of evacuating. No, he was just clearing behind.
They have money to make a go of this one. Into the corner. Artis is down. Damage done to Depp, though, in time. He's starting to hear it tick. Not a chance, really, with it. Crashes can play inside. First point of contact. Crow just hoping to take away the guns as well. Maybe keep his own. Will not get that. So,
talking about keeping weaponry, though. NRG had a chance of being able to get out earlier than that and keep Crashies alive, but it's not going to harm them too badly. This round, much more familiar in terms of NRG finding those nice positions, making sure that they get that plant, the pit down towards lamps. That is a finesse classic, and working the round kind of, you know, with that as the pivot point for how they want to play those situations. Also managing to get good value out of the tour de force, despite the fact that Victor lost the duel. Zeta is still in the driving seat here. We're going to go into a bit of a tech pause. I am very confused what happened with the Seekers. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you, Brent.
Yeah, I mean, that just broke my brain.
Someone had somebody's trail.
Yeah, it was going
But I'm not sure who.
I was like, wait a second, Old's still online. Yeah, not too sure, but...
Still, this is a tough spot for NRG to be in.
But the difference maker in that last round was, I think, is you're seeing the general game plan of Artis being the late lurk player. The rest of his team kind of poking over towards one other area of the map. And that instance, Artis managed to get a lot of space here in the rotations, pushing up, and crucially as well, they had a lot of time on the clock to make their play. It's been, kind of burnt down to the final 30 seconds or so. But in that instance, they did have a lot of time to work with.
They also navigated the early round fairly well. You saw Zeta going for a play where they tucked a player towards that B-long teleport, and that's a spot that caught Victor completely off guard in one of the prior rounds, and this time send an A towards it immediately, as well as using the Trailblazer to take B-long like off the rip. So that contributes to taking map control super early and also pushing people to the other side of the map. What are we spotting out there?
Paid actor, yeah.
Wait, you're getting paid for this?
Anything else? What is that? NRG, I can't read. I didn't go to school, but I can't even read that sign. It's gone too quickly.
There have been some good ones. I have liked it. The creativity's always good.
Freeze frame. We'll be finding out what the issue is shortly as well. For now, I could speculate, I could guess.
I wouldn't like you to do that.
You don't want me to guess and speculate?
Wouldn't like you to do that, to be honest.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right.
But considering the map pool here, there's got to be questions racing through Finesse's mind. You heard it from Sean, 90% chance of a Finesse masterclass today. Especially when you consider the map pool is Bind and Haven. Historically, the two best maps for his calling style.
Oh, yeah.
And the attack side in particular is where he loves to, quite literally, finesse his opponents. So, with the score being 3-6, he's hoping for a large recovery. And Zeta, if they can just keep hammering this home, they'll be set up real pretty and feeling great about the jovial, whimsical pick of Bind.
Yeah, they are coming into this match with some whimsy for sure. I mean, the map picks as well, giggling the entire time. There's some inside joke there. I don't understand Japanese. I wish I did. But
it is strange
they knew something we didn't.
I mean, think about this comp for Zeta on Bind. Sean was setting up the fact that they played double duelist here, so it hasn't come as a massive shock, even though we haven't seen it in the last like 3 months or something, Zeta playing this map. But also, if you told me Zeta are picking Bind here, I'm saying, well, Laz is playing Chamber. Of course, Laz is on Chamber. That's why they want to play Bind. And yet we don't see that at all. They're putting their eggs in a different basket. And it's Depp, actually, who's really had a step up since those old runs. They stuck to this roster. They believed in these players through thick, through thin, and there's been quite a lot of the thin recently. But Depp has been a bit of a shining light within his region.
He's popping off.
He's popping off currently too.
Yeah, 13-5. Yeah. He is dominating, and they have a clear idea. I think, as well, I want to take a closer look again at the composition and how Zeta play it when the sides switch around, when they get onto the attack side themselves, because one of the things I have noticed is part of the reason I really do enjoy seeing Laz on the Chamber is he is a lot more proactive, takes a lot more space. He's more active with it on their attack sides, when otherwise, Zeta Division, they kind of just, they're quite static. They don't really do anything on their attack side defaults, but, I mean, starting defense side is good for them.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, not that they particularly got the choice here, too. I'm interested to see whether Zeta can also keep this up and where the form looks like for NRG. They said that they only played at, what, about 30%? Is that what Crashy said in that Arrivals interview where he was talking about the game against Billy? And we know that this core can sometimes have slow starts in tournaments, but they have never lost in a match like this. Sure, they've been upset in their first round group stage matches, but they haven't gone out immediately. No. The slow start has always been followed by a quick recovery when it comes to this core. And this would be an extraordinarily different situation if they weren't able to make it past Zeta.
Don't show this one. I saw it earlier. I mean, listen, hopefully they're not watching.
Just sneeze on camera or something.
Well, don't do that. But yeah, I mean, the 6-3 lead by Zeta.
It's possible that this pause takes a bit of the wind out of themselves too.
It does,
you know?
yeah.
When you've got a player on the other side like Finesse who's going to be thinking about the way that Zeta have been playing the defense side, and he hasn't had VODs to study, remember?
But, yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, I was just thinking as well, you know, NRG, I normally think of them as, you know, quite a mentally intact team when they're going for these tournament runs. They take a bit of a punch, but they bounce back usually. But they're quite ego-driven, I think, in their approach as well. They firmly believe that they're better than all their opponents they're playing against. They, you know, they don't tend to show too much respect, I would say, as well, when it comes to, you know, in the server play. They really do, you know, believe that they are the better team on every given day. And what I saw signs of was just cracks in the mental a little bit in that Billy game in the upset, where especially map 2, kind of just ramming ahead against the brick wall, not really changing up the game plans too much, which I thought was a little bit unusual.
Well, here's the other thing too. There's a bit of a smile on Crashy's face there, and you know, if he's having some issues with, you know, the ultimate, as it seems like in round 9. At least they won it, you know. At least the NRG aren't, you know, tilted because something's happened out of their control to take the round away from them.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's silver linings there.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, this problem's going to take a bit longer to sort out, unfortunately, as well. We're going to send it back to the host desk as well. GB, what have you got for us so far?
Well, you know what? I have plenty for you. Actually, Mimi does.
I do. I have a game. Sean, do you guys like fun? Good, me neither. I don't like it at all. But we're gonna do it anyway, because there's a tech pause. I have a simple game here for you guys. It's fan or fraud. We've played this before back in America, but this is a new one. We've got some pretty good signs out there from the fans who have...
Wow.
I don't know what
Are they
this
calling
is.
you a fraud?
I'm not a fraud, guys.
They're calling you a fraud.
No, I'm not a fraud. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of the
So
game.
you're calling the fan a fraud?
Yeah.
I'm calling everyone a fraud. I guess I don't want to call Ben Kai a fraud. Let's move on and explain the rules. They're simple. I'm going to show you 2 signs. One of them real from the crowd. Great. One of them completely fabricated and phony. Let's go with the first one, and you guys have to guess which one is real and fake. And audience, you guys can join as well. Let's take a look at this one. We have 2. On the left, please don't steal my wife, Potter. And on the right, #1 Potter fan.
Ooh.
I'm going to open it up to you 2 first. What do you think?
They want us to say that the fan is B and that the fraud is A. That's what they would want us.
That's what they want?
I think I've seen A, so I'm going to say A is the fan.
Okay,
gonna say
I
A.
want to ask you guys in the crowd, do you think A is fake? How about B? All right, a pretty good amount of B ones. I can confirm to you now, this is fabricated. I'm not a real fan of the game. #1 Potter fan? It's me, baby. That's me. I love Potter. Please reply to my messages, Christine. Moving on to the next one. Let's pull up the next option here. That was the real one, by the way. I hope she doesn't steal your wife. Let's look at the next sign here and figure out if this one is real or fake.
Boy.
What do you guys think? The left one. That's a lot of
What is
text.
happening there?
I don't know what that one says, guys.
I've seen what the play. He doesn't even use a monitor. He visualizes the map in detail, recording competitive in his mind. He is okay.
I don't think you did a very good job reading that. What do you think is real or fake?
Oh, I feel bad for whoever wrote A. I just feel bad for
All right,
whether...
you guys are no use. Guys, word jumble. Real? I don't know what that
I'm
means.
going B.
But it real. All right, how about B? Is B real? All right.
It sounds like
A
they're
is
saying
real.
yeah
A
all the
is
time.
definitely
Mimi.
I can confirm to you guys that some poor soul in production had to write all of this, and I'm so sorry to whichever poor soul had to do this. We can...
It might have been Kurt.
What else does it say?
Is that some kind of meme? What is all
His
that?
godlike perception highlights all enemies within light years. His eyes are closed as his mouse gracefully swerves across the table, making immaculate twitches.
Make it
As he
stop.
flicks from head to head, the bullets that escape his gun barrel are surgical, each making a deadly strike in between their opponent's eyes.
Wow, I
Go
hate
Fnatic.
that sign.
I hate
I love
so
it. I think it's
much.
really good. I think it's artistic. All right, next sign. sign. Next sign. Pull it up.
She gives it to me.
You can have the sign because you hate it. Let's look at this one.
Jeez.
Is this real? Is this fake? Let's see.
Oh, man. I feel like we've been missing. We're 50-50 so far.
Okay.
Ooh.
Little bro, Paper X.
Oh.
Guys in the crowd, is Paper X fake?
Paper X is fake.
It's fake. You
Paper
guys
X
think
is
it's fake. Okay. How about B? Little bro, fake? People believe in
There's
Little
so
Bro a
many
little
Little
more?
Bros now.
Are you aligned?
That I've seen. Yeah, Little Bro is real.
Little Bro's real?
You think Little Bro is real?
I'm actually saying that we have some talented artists in our crowd.
do have
I
some
think
good ones.
A is the real one.
We also have some talented artists in production, and I can confirm to you that Paper X is fake.
Damn
This
it.
was not created by a real fan of the
I
game.
pride myself on being good at these useless games, and I'm failing
You are
dramatically
failing
right
quite
now.
poorly. You want
Production
this
can
sign?
really draw.
It's really
yeah,
nice.
This actually
Yeah,
is
yeah.
quite beautiful.
Yeah, they're about to win the
Better than
tournament.
this, whatever this is.
You guys have actually been doing much better than GB, so congrats to y'all.
You guys are really good at your jobs. Clearly I'm not.
Let's move on. I have one more for you
One
guys
more.
to take a look at. Let's pull this one up. Our two options. Sean, I want you to go first. The cat or the penguin?
I think I've actually seen the penguin in the crowd. I think I've seen it.
So you think that's the fan?
and if
agree.
I haven't seen the penguin, I feel like I'm going crazy.
Shrine
going
is
B.
the penguin
I'm
the
going
fan?
B.
How about
yes.
the cat? Like 2 people?
The cat's pretty fire. I hope the cat's in your hands.
You
I wanna
guys are
keep
all
the cat.
really bad at this game.
No
The
shot.
penguin is fake.
What?
It's fake.
I saw
I
that.
swear
I
I've
saw
seen
someone
that.
with the tact of
We can recreate things. We have that technology. I also have a future career at Quiznos, it would appear, because I can spin these around pretty well. I don't
At the
know.
rate we're going at, we'll all have a future career at Quiznos.
If this tech pause keeps going, who knows? This is
Where's
probably
the
the best
other one?
artwork I've ever seen.
Where's the other one?
Yeah.
The other one?
Yeah.
Which
wait,
one?
wait,
Number one
this-
Potter
no.
fan?
Oh no! So we didn't have the fan.
No,
Oh.
it's just a shot
No.
from the cam.
You think we would rob the audience? Who do you think I am? You think I would go out there and steal candy
Oh,
from a
that's
baby?
That's a nice poster. It's ours now.
It's a nice
What was
poster.
my score at the end there? What? We're 1-3, 1-4, 1-2.
I want you guys to decide. Yell out a number. I won't be able to hear what it is, but just trust me.
0.
That's a pretty good consensus.
think
That
said
is a
0.
great consensus,
I will
honestly.
find you and punch you in the neck.
I don't think you can fight a whole crowd. I think you're losing that one.
Just neck shots. Everyone be okay.
He may know The Rock, but he's not The Rock. You're not
He
him.
watches a lot of wrestling.
You're not him.
I do know an elbow drop.
Hey,
from
anyways,
top
if the
rope.
tech pause continues, can you call up The Rock?
You know what?
Like
I'll
we talked-
consider it. Only if you're nice to me.
Okay.
In any case, though, guys, we apologize, obviously, for this tech pause. Hopefully, you guys had a little bit of fun with us there. We're still going to figure out what the issue is on stage. But for now, though, we actually have something to throw out because, guys, brackets around the world were busted when Billy took down NRG in their opening matchup. So let's go ahead and hear from Finesse and get his take on what went wrong in that matchup.
For starters, we made a lot of mistakes that we don't normally make in scrims and even prior tournaments, where we're just throwing away post plants. We had figured a lot of it out, or at least we thought we had, but today it just felt like a lot of that fell apart. Can't really blame one individual because there was like mistakes all over the board, and I just think it's more of a communications thing and sort of being put in a position where you're playing not to lose all of a sudden because you're down by so many versus a team that doesn't have much experience at all.
Chance. Som now has too many targets, but he deals with them so well. Snaps back to attention. Stunning from Som.
When we played as poorly as we did against BLG, it hurts a lot, and we're very self-critical. So we just kind of look at it and go, okay, like we played badly, they played great. We need to fix these mistakes, and we say way worse things to ourselves than anyone in these social media is going to say to us. So we have much higher expectations of us. I mean, we've been here before 100 different times, and we've consistently proven that we're not out yet. So I think they know at this point that we're not to be, trifled with or put in a position where you can underestimate us. But you can if you want. That's cool too.
Hey,
Yeah, whatever you want. Live your truth.
If you want to
do you.
underestimate us, you totally can. Well, I tell you what, though, Zeta certainly aren't right now because they're looking pretty solid in this one. And Sean, I have to think, like, for NRG, it's obviously going to be a bit frustrating for them to be in this position, long delay like this, and also kind of on the receiving end of some of those rounds way that they went.
I actually think it's good for NRG to get this breather because the pace that I feel like Zeta were playing at, they were catching them off guard in a lot of these first bloods. The Thrifties were coming out left and right. I mean, MasterCard's the true winner of that. Those first 9 rounds, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, well, you know what? Let's pay some more bills, shall we? And we're gonna send it to a quick break. When we come back, hopefully we'll be able to jump back into the action. But if not, you'll hear my lovely voice. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
I love that.
Hello, everyone, and I'm sure you are saddened to hear my voice right now. But don't worry, I come with good tidings. Hopefully, we don't need that much longer here, but we did need to restart the map, and things are kind of getting worked on right now. So our crew's all handling everything, and you'll stick with us for a little while, and then we'll shoot you back over to Brendan's Sideshow to get through for at least this first half here. But let's go ahead though and talk about what we have seen so far, because so far, I think there were a lot of questions. And Sean, you were the one that, you were the believer from the beginning. You weren't like Sideshow flipping logos upside down. No, you believed in Zeta Division in this composition, and it's working out.
It's working out really well. The hookah aggression on the pistol that caught Victor bottom sands, that was kind of pivotal, because that gave Zeta the impression that they can aggress. And then the third round, they aggress short A. And then later on, NRG is shelling up and playing so passive, and that's exactly when Zeta calls a trap play on B long. I think they're playing the game perfectly right now, and they're reading NRG at every turn.
Yeah, and on this B site in particular, I really like the way that they've been anchoring, using a Brimsmoke actually on site to allow players to flood back site, wait for NRG to invest all their flashes to get out, and then commit to fighting back in with this double duelist comp, combining the stun and the nade, like you're talking about with some of those trap play ideas, has been really good. And also just the fast rotates this comp allows. I've been impressed with Zeta thus far. I think it's really hard to gauge how good this team would be because their first match was against Fnatic, and they got rolled, but everyone gets rolled by Fnatic, so it was kind of hard to know.
Yeah.
But thus far, I feel like they've been in really good form, and I'm glad they decided to take the risk in picking Bind.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did that as well. We were all scratching our heads, but clearly Zeta had a plan, and so far, so good for them. But let's actually go ahead and get a quick word from Zeta's Crow about his thoughts heading into this matchup, needing to face Fnatic early, needing to face NRG early. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
負けてしまったんですけど、自分たちの強みを生かした戦い方とかは、とかで、ラウンドを、きれいに取ることができたりとか、そういうのは、自信につながりました。もうとにかくフナティックの個人技もそうだし、試合中の、修正力、ラウンドをちょっと取られたりとかするともうすぐ修正してきて、目標を設定してたわけじゃなくて、自分たちのやれることを全部、出し切ってどれぐらい取れるんだろうっていう気持ちではいて、結構自分たちはギリギリになってから強くなることが多いし、しかも初戦がフナティックだったので、もう個人的にはフナティックより強いチームと当たることはないと思ってるので。
Yeah, the aftershot's gonna pull him off, but he did get halfway there. Chronicle has fallen. 3v2 in favor of Zeta. Alfir and Leo still up, still trying to make something happen, but it's Laz who cleans it up.
どうなるかわかんないですけど、その、アウェーな状況でも、スーパープレイとかでひっくり返せるような選手が揃ってるので、それで自分たちにその風が向いてくれたらいいなと思ってます。フナティックに負けてしまったんですけど、ここから、できることをやって修正して、NRG 戦挑むので。
Crow exactly is doing just that. Him and Zeta, they are bringing it to NRG here, up 6-3, as we're still waiting for this tech pause to resolve here. But Mimi, you know, they knew that going into that game was going to be difficult against Fnatic, but there is an opportunity here for Zeta to go on a turning point, to have that turning point against NRG.
I think Zeta's kind of approach mentally to international events is always really good for me. When we talked to them ahead of Reykjavik, they were saying things like, our hope is to win one match. We're going to come here, we're going to do our match, we're going to win one match. And after that, it was just, I hope we win another match. I hope we win another match. They really set very reasonable expectations. They don't put a lot of pressure on themselves, while also hoping for the best and wanting to push further. And I think that's part of the reason why this Zeta team, despite their struggles throughout the last year and a half since that run in Reykjavik, have stayed exactly the same. They're the longest standing roster in the VCT.
And it's also why I think they won't crumble at any point in this series. I don't think the pressure is necessarily going to get to Zeta, whereas I feel like the pressure can come to NRG. They can feel the moment, and they don't want the loss so bad that it could cause them to crumble in late game situations.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And they're certainly feeling this one right here. But, you know, we still have a little bit of time, so, you know, want to keep everyone realistic out there and let everyone know what's going on. We're still making sure that everything is nice and squared away over on the main stage. But for time, though, for the time being, rather, let's go ahead and test the Death's power of observation. I can't speak English today, but the good news is don't need to for this next game, because it's called
you do.
Where Are You At? And you know what, guys, the rules are very simple as well for this one. It's another little filler game. You know, we're going to see a very small portion of the map, and then you're going to have to guess which one it is. And crowd, you guys are going to be involved in this one as well. So let's go ahead and bring up our first map and so guess where it's at, because this is actually a very difficult game. So we'll do a few of these until we have to actually jump back into the action here. So let's go ahead and bring that up. The first map is ready, and I'm actually curious to see where it's going to be. Oh,
Yeah, I'm excited. Remember, people in the shrine, yell if you know the map already. We got a game box.
Yeah.
I think this might be
I need to hear the
arcade
crowd.
on Fracture. Surely, it's an arcade machine.
Crowd, what do you think it is?
I think you're right.
I heard Haven. I heard Bind.
I hear a lot of Fracture.
I heard Mushroom. Oh, Fracture.
Let's zoom it out a little bit.
What we have there, and do we have Brennan Sideshow? I think Brennan Sideshow also can jump in this as well. Oh, it's pending.
It's what?
What?
Okay, I would have never
This
guessed
is the
that.
corner of Bind.
That's
That is
absurd.
insane.
I didn't even know there was an arcade cabinet there.
I
So-
feel like I
that's
get
new from
punished
the
for
skin
playing
server.
low settings
Didn't they just add
every
that?
time we play this game. It's like you never notice
That's a
this
good
stuff.
point. That's a good point. Yeah, we can't win this game.
We can't. We're actually going to
It's
lose
impossible.
this. Let's try another. I think we have time for another one, and I think we have Brennan Sideshow too, so we can probably get them involved as well since the lights are on, and then
They don't
have
like
to,
fun.
They have to work right now.
Don't make them have
They-
fun.
they hate
So,
fun.
let's see. What is the next map here? Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
The big screen's better for my old eyes.
Oh man, these are
What
hard.
is this? Is it a scent? I know there's like floaty stuff all over the place on a scent. There's a little bear. Crowd, what do you think?
All right.
I'm going Pearl. Yeah, I
hear
heard
some
someone in the crowd say
Brand,
Pearl. That's what
Sideshow,
comes to my
what do you
mind.
think it is,
I'm
buddy?
thinking a scent. I'm thinking a scent. I'm thinking it's like under the floorboards of like Boathouse or something.
I think this is League of Legends.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'm quite good at these,
I've
but
never seen this.
I think, is this
Yeah.
Yeti who they got to like source all of these?
Maybe-
Yeti knows so
maybe
many
Pearl.
hidden
So
spots.
difficult. I'm saying
And what do you guys think it is? Someone said Valorant.
It's definitely
Get that person
Valorant.
from the arena.
It's
Let's see
definitely
him,
Valorant.
that person. Get him out of here.
Let's get the reveal.
Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. I'm genuinely curious.
Oh, it is a scent. Surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow.
Where is? So this is like above gelato to the
That's
left
Also,
in
you're,
A main.
you're not going to get your deposit back on that place. I mean, that is just.
You're
oh,
gonna get your
glass.
house back, GP.
No, because they are floating into the ether. That's why. Let's now see our next map. We have one more. Another. It just got corrected. So let's see. Next map. Oh. What in the Pearl?
Yeah, that's under A-side Pearl. I think that's under A-side Pearl.
It's got to be Pearl.
Yeah, I'm going under A-side Pearl.
Brian, Josh, is it Pearl?
Why are you guys so confident it's Pearl?
Because I trust the
I think it's
crowd.
behind those
It's
bars.
actually really hard when someone says
you
something
look-
to push against the
when you
status
look
quo.
under the little bars,
I would have
you
guessed
know,
like Fracture.
The crowd's smarter than us, guys. We just have to
alternatively,
accept
it could be Breeze, and this could be a trick question.
Josh's face. I know you guys can't see
going
it, but
Pearl.
he looks very concerned.
Josh, what do you think it is?
I'm doubting everything I've ever known about Valorant. I've never seen any of these places before in my life.
Well, you know what, Josh? Maybe you should play the game more. How about
Play
that?
the game more.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you have to be like no-clipping around the map to understand where these are. I mean, I think it's Fracture because Fracture has the different color. It has like both the. It's got the orange
But
and the.
wait,
it's got
Hayden
the
also
orange and
has
the blue.
both
You know?
colors.
No, this is under A-side
All right,
Pearl.
crowd says Pearl. They were adamant. Let's see if it's true. Sean felt comfortable.
Like by dugout. No?
Where is this?
And
It is Pearl.
Dude,
Wait, how did
How do you
you
guys know
Dude,
this?
what are you guys doing? You're no clipping around the
No
map.
wonder, Mimi, no wonder we're losing so much. You guys don't even know the maps.
Yeah.
Bro,
People at
what?
chat can't win if you guys don't know the maps.
Dude, we literally only qualified to
I've got good
playoffs.
crosshair placement. I'm not looking at the ground all the time like a bronze player.
Sure, Josh. Sure. All right. Next one. Oh my word! We're gonna keep doing
We're
this. I
gonna
think.
run out of maps.
We're gonna run out of maps, and then we're gonna just go to League of Legends maps after that.
Oh my
Oh, I know this. I think it's Split,
I drew
right?
that
I'm
for
pretty
my
sure it's
mom
in
the
the
other
cafe
day.
and Split.
Is it split? I'm saying Breeze. I
I
think
think a
that's
fan
Breeze.
drew this one. Are we still playing that game?
Yeah, we
I
are.
think this is fraud.
This one's
I've
a
seen this
fraud.
one in the crowd. I've seen this one in the
Fraudulent child drawing stick figures. Learn to draw,
No,
kid.
this is
Or
mid on Breeze.
Could it be the cafe? Wait, there's 3 cafes in the game, or there's 2 cafes.
I'm
There's
calling
the
Breeze.
cafe on Pearl. There's in the streetcar. There's the other cafe on Pearl. There's
Wanna
the
know
one
why?
on Split.
You want to
Then
know
there's
why it's not Pearl?
Why?
Because we just did Pearl, and that's not how segments work. It's
Well, I'm
Breeze.
saying it's Split.
If it's back-to-back Pearls, this is like a trick.
Yeah.
Crowd, what do you guys think?
That's not right.
Breeze?
I didn't actually hear him.
Hold on.
That's Breeze.
Yeah, I'm hearing
that's
Breeze.
Everyone just yelled at me Breeze collectively. Let's go ahead and see the reveal.
It's not even in the map
the-
pool.
like
If
that.
production did this, they're wrong to do this to us. It's not in the competitive map pool. Where's the competitive integrity in this game?
Oh my god, it is.
Yes.
Yep.
It's shattered.
I am enjoying seeing Mimi mauled in real
That's
time.
exactly where Angel used to Yoru TP to.
Oh, behind that box.
I'm convinced my team plays with their eyes closed.
Wait, are you paying attention to that too?
I pay attention to every.
Play with your eyes closed. Breeze hasn't been in the map rotation since like 1847. Like, when was the last time you played Breeze?
1846.
I played it in Swift Play just a week ago. Thank you very much.
Me personally, don't play Swift Play. I only scrim.
Let's just keep them coming. See what the next one is. I'm sure we're giving our crew on the stage a lot of time. What is this?
Icebox.
Oh, that is the
This
box.
is Icebox?
Icebox.
I think this is fine.
It's the floor in the tunnel, right? Dude, there's one guy in the crowd who is a knower, who keeps thumbs upping and answering immediately, and he's giving me eye contact, and I know that it's Icebox.
In your heart?
In my heart of hearts.
Okay, because if it's not, we're kicking you and him out of it.
Okay, I'm ready. Are you cool with that guy in the crowd? Are you cool? You'll get kicked out if you're wrong? You give me a shrug. That's not confidence. What happened to your confidence? There's 4 of you. All 4 of you will get kicked out. Okay, reveal it. Reveal it. Security, get ready to throw us
I
out.
hope it's like bind or something like that. It'll be great.
I think it's split.
Oh, it is Icebox. Dude, this is crazy.
My goat. My goat.
He gets to stay for the time being. Oh, man. This actually is pretty fun. Okay, I know everyone in the chat's probably pissed off, but guys, we have no control over this, so we're just trying to keep this going. In any case, so let's see what I think we have another one. So let's bust that up on the screen. You know what? Okay.
Wait, I know where this is.
That's split.
This looks like split.
No, hold on.
This looks
Isn't this
like
You want to know why?
There's a train on the wall because it's a train
Isn't this the-
station in
yeah,
Split.
That's
It's got to
right.
be, right?
Monitoring the train
Trains
station.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Trains mentioned. This isn't the training range?
The
It's like a bunch of,
training
like,
range.
is
Was
this a
that
bait?
supposed to be a pun,
I
Brennan?
don't know. Maybe it's a training range. It could be Split. There's trains.
they-
Wait, guys, what is it? What is it?
Split.
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 They're incoherent.
Are you sure?
Wait, there's
Because
also,
I heard
hold
a
on,
lot
there's
of
also a
split.
train on Pull.
There is, but it's like it connects the cities. There's not a station. Split is a
I think it
station.
says the map name on the top of the calendar.
No, it doesn't. Really?
Are you trying to cheat?
Wait,
It says
what?
January,
This is
Joshua.
January.
What is
No.
Where is this?
No.
This is the map January.
That's
Let's
not on
actually.
the map.
Bro, that's not a map.
Guys, it's January. Can we get the reveal?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, it was actually February. Oh,
You
no.
hate to see it. All right, let's see what map this is, and if it is January.
It's Split.
Hey, I would have never guessed it was there. Well,
But can we? I mean, that poor person's got to work in that room. Where are the doors?
what kind
Probably on the other side, like below red.
quality settings do you have to see that?
But you can't. Look, wait. Can we reverse this clip and zoom back in? I don't think there was even a window.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
This game feels rigged.
That actually is a dungeon. It's a.
Look, I don't see a window.
No, there definitely was no window there, actually.
No,
You're
there
right.
wasn't.
Bro, this game's not fair.
Yeah, it was my old bedroom.
It's
in
rigged
high
from the beginning.
school. Nice. All right.
Are you Harry Potter?
I am the boy who lived. Okay. Somehow I made it here. Next one.
this
wait,
is,
bind teleporter. It's like under the like the.
Yeah, this is either bind or
thing
fracture.
in bind.
Crowd. What do we think it is, crowd?
Cooking.
Oh, it could be fracture.
I heard
Yeah,
fracture.
I think it's either bind or fracture. Do you know where it could be as well? It could be under plat on Haven.
Teleporter. Where?
I'm going heaven on bind.
Definitely
Heaven.
bind fracture.
Behind
Haven Ascent,
heaven.
No.
Lotus
I
Dreams.
know. Here's the
Or
thing.
For the
maybe.
big radiant
I can metagame this because I know who made these. The Observer, Yeti. One of the shots he always does when we're on bind. He always does a shot in the teleporter of the big thing. You guys know the Prelude to Chaos skin, how it has like the ball of energy you put in. I sound like a crazy person right now. I promise I'm not. But there's a big ball of energy in the teleporter on bind. So it's bind.
Are you willing to bet that, or else you get kicked out of the venue?
Yeah, again.
This is heaven.
Again, kick me out.
Kick you out? All right.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
going
care.
heaven.
I'm
Going-
fine.
you're-
It's a
you're
tech
going
plus.
bind?
I'm going bind too.
You're going bind? Bind? All right. Let's see what it is. Because I think a lot of people kind of caught it early on. Potentially.
I think
Maybe.
this is
See, there's the big
I don't
thing.
know.
Where
Yeah,
are
that's
we?
bind.
It is bind.
And that is
It's
bind.
bind.
Yeah, about heaven, see?
I knew exactly where that was
Good work,
the whole
GB.
time. I was convinced and confident.
I was so ready
that
to
that
lead
was
a
bind.
chant of "Get her out."
I mean, you still could.
No.
Do we have one more? I don't know if we have one more. We have, and by the way, guys, I did get word. Hopefully in like a minute or two, we'll be jumping back in. So just bear with us for a little while longer and enjoy yourself. Let's take a look at another. Tell you what, that is a production facility that certainly needs
the box looks like the ones that they have in Icebox, no?
It wants us to say Icebox, but I feel like that's too easy.
It could be Fracture Icebox.
I mean, it's literally ice, isn't it?
No, those are like laundry
chunks of
bags.
ice.
Laundry bags?
Yeah,
They
those
look
are
like a
laundry
big block
bags.
of ice.
I think they're laundry
That's
bags.
what the Titanic ran
Laundry
into.
bags.
That's ice, mate.
I mean, it's even out like a calcium deposit or any calcium quarries.
Oh, bind the calcium map.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think that's like laundry
that is
bags.
actually famously, Bren, from the lore. It's not radianite, it's calcium that all the agents are after.
It's a new comic that's coming out next week, actually. So you just
I've heard this.
Wow,
People are
what a
saying this.
Terrible person you are. What do we think it is, crowd? Fracture.
Fracture.
No one thinks Icebox. Does anyone think Icebox?
That person does.
Yeah, I feel like they want
There's
us
like
They
15.
do. They do over there. They do there. All right, let's see what we got.
like
Let's
it's
see.
Fracture,
Let's
yeah.
see. And the reveal is
It's Fracture.
Fracture. So for you, out of here. I'm kidding.
salt deposit.
I'm really glad I didn't wager on this one.
Yeah, because it would have been a wrap at that point. We have one more. This is it for all the marbles. What are the marbles? I don't know.
Oh, where's that little worm guy at?
The worm.
Wait.
Oh, it's the training. Wait,
I
is
think
it the
this
training
is the
range? or
training
Haven?
range.
Isn't it the training range? This is a red herring, surely.
I think this is the training range. Just like in the I don't know, there's like a shelf.
Someone said Breeze. What do we think it is?
I mean, at least we know where Artist Conscience ran off to. He's got a top hat and a cane, and he's just waddled away.
I guess.
I have no
I have
idea
no
what
idea.
this is.
I
Sean?
think it's the training range.
Training range?
It looks like the ceiling.
I mean, are we gonna call the trick question?
I think you
Is
should.
that allowed in the game? They've already put Breeze in.
Breeze was fair game.
Let's
No,
see.
it wasn't.
Let's see what it is. Let's reveal. What is this area in the video game that we play?
Oh, is it Haven Shore? Oh, it's Haven Garage?
Wow, way not to know what it is. I knew it was Haven the
This
whole time.
game is rigged against people who play on low settings. That simply
Maybe, I
doesn't
don't
exist.
think you got a single one of those right.
Yeah.
I got at least 2 out of 10.
Not gonna front Mimi. Type buns at this game.
Analyst or fraud? You were a fraud.
I am a fraud.
All right, folks. Well, we thank
Yep.
you all so much for sticking with us. And yes, I know that this next thing isn't going to be the best thing, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, hopefully everything's situated. I'm sorry, I know, but we love your faces. And we'll see you in just a second. Don't go anywhere. guys must hate hearing my voice. I do too, but don't worry. Hopefully, we'll be jumping into the action as soon as we possibly can, as we're surfing through this tech pause right now, of course, here at Champions 2023. It's 6-3 in the total on Bind. Zeta Division is up as it stands. And of course, when we jump back into the action, we'll see obviously how this kind of plays into, you know, maybe even a potential good situation here for NRG, as you were alluding to before, Sean, because these long tech pauses, Zeta were hot. They were hitting their shots, and you can definitely feel a little ice forming on that stage.
For sure. I feel like FNS's brain must be moving at like 1,000,000 miles an hour right now, thinking of all the counters to get these last 3 rounds. I think they're pivotal if NRG want to actually have a chance in this map. The double duelist going into attack, that's where you would have to probably favor them. So NRG sitting kind of in a rough spot right here, kind of needing to close out this half in a really strong fashion.
Yeah, they absolutely will here. And for Zeta, it would be a massive moment if they could do this. But I might have something to have more fun, because we love fun.
Oh,
I've managed to weasel some Jeopardy questions out of our resident stat producer space. And we might have some trivia. Do you guys think you're good at trivia?
No.
I think I'm pretty good at trivia. Let's go ahead and do this, because we have to build some time.
Hold on. I have to figure out how this game actually works.
Oh my goodness.
She's reading the rule book.
I'm reading the rule book.
Resident sleeper.
You guys talk. I have to nerd out for a second.
This is live production basically at its best here. Mimi trying to figure out the rules of a game.
I'm trying desperately to find
It's
content.
like when you go to a party with your friends, and then you always have that one guy who's like, guys, let's play some board games. And they bust out Settlers of Catan, and then no one knows how to play the game.
I figured out how to do that. Okay, so there's a variety of categories here, and I want you guys to, never mind.
Mimi, I just got word. The game's ready to go, so let's go and send it back over to Brennan's Sideshow. Silence, woman, and we'll go back to the caster.
Thank God.
Check out sleep.
There's no shot. My man is sleeping on the job, man. Okay. Wake up, Jet. There's a game to be played. 6-3 is the score. Zeta versus NRG. We are back to it. Let's get this one started.
And it's a short presence from Zeta, something the caught Ardis up previously. Showstopper in play.
Yeah, not sleeping on the job anymore, are they? Still, it's counter spam here onto the corner. Ardis dropping depth. No damage really done. 10. This is the target there. Wide out to the open.
Well, he's got to scramble. I mean, he's
What's
looking
going on? He's all the way out, man.
It's difficult to punish him because you're worried about him being a little tasty piece of bait. Crashes, uses the Seekers. I've got your trail.
Yep, finally. Let loose now, guiding them towards the side here, but already the rotations are abound. This is a real scramble of a round. They've taken up control towards Lamps. Victor has to take it now. Ollie off the default plant. Som now starting to get that plant down. Trailblazer round to the side here. No connection really there, but the orbital strike clears out towards Lamps.
Good work putting up the wall there from Finesse, because otherwise everybody on Zeta would have had a firing line.
Retaking that ground now. Everybody really just pushed up into short. Flash not receiving anything here. NRG gonna try and weather this one. They do have lineups as well to just buy them that extra time. Finesse gonna be holding for that one right here. Needs to be a bit of a tap, maybe a chance or an attempt on it, but already look at it. Snakebite sailing. 10. Will he get half onto this one? He does, but still the Snakebite's falling. Leave it to just Sugar Zero. It falls apart. Prime Gaming flawless.
What a turnaround. What a difference there. And a great response to Zeta pushing down short. That's something that we've seen NRG get caught by earlier on in this half. It's a nice idea, a good way of being able to generate fights early. And yet Ardis perfectly positions himself, instead of trying to take an early fight, just spraying into that, anticipating people to push. And Finesse was able to send out a Snakebite and then evacuate through Market to avoid being punished by 10. Laz is going to pick up a judge here. And no armor as well on Finesse. He's forgotten to buy.
Uh-oh.
That might be an error. I mean, it is an error, but we'll see whether it ends up getting punished.
Sometimes calling a little bit too much.
We've definitely seen people like Boaster do that in the past. It's the IGL's issue.
Just forgetting.
In the meantime, it's Ardis that looked like he might be under pressure early on. It's a double push from Zeta into Showers, but not through Showers, at least not just yet.
Just trying to hold that space here. Ardis left to contain it. There is a good trade. That was a slightly delayed. Ardis anticipating it from a different angle.
Oh, and a guiding light sent out from Crow over towards B Long. And the rest of NRG will be able to hear that. They'll know that Zeta have bad information about how many NRG players are around. And it's only Laz.
Showstopper. It's only Laz. He brings him down.
The Trailblazer didn't see Laz.
And the rocket did not get fired.
A tragedy from the duo of Crashes and Victor, who have normally got that play refined and down. That is saving grace for Zeta, who only had a single player defending, and Laz held his ground.
Now Crow trying to help them out. Snakebite towards the back there. That's going to cancel it out of the dog. Vulnerable to up.
30 seconds.
Molly sent flying. Crow.
Dodgy swing.
Yeah. Dodgy, but really just being pushed out into the open. The smokes as well. Sugar Zero has laid one down for them to really work around here. Molly at the feet. Laz gonna move around here. Spots it out. Damage done still. Some will drop. Crashes close to the corner. Oh, there's not really any time left. 10. Brought it to the 1v1. Finesse, he is low. Single bullet. They'll do the job, but it's done it. 7-4.
Scramble of the movement there towards the end. Finesse trying to jump back into the tube, knocked his head. Took a bullet. 7-4. Zeta, no matter which way this ends up, with an excellent defensive half on buying the map that they picked. Things got scrappy towards the end there. I'm sure a lot of people will be analysing that round back. Oh, would the armor have made a difference there in that final moment? But to be honest, I think in that kind of situation, Finesse had his work cut out winning a duel. This is similar to the pistol round.
Yep, here it is. Flash held by Crow. No noise being made. Stun, flash, combo, push together. Satchel, it's good to disengage. Victor taking damage, and finally, there is the reinforcements. NRG favoured in the outcome in the skirmish. Sugar Zero.
What a play.
No way, man, no way. Close to the corner, Artis anticipating.
And the punish game, excellent here from NRG. That movement from Victor, sublime to avoid it. Both him and Artis springing the trap without anybody taken down. Watching this retake potentially, I mean, they're going to go for it in the 2v4 for sure, because it's the final round, but it's an approach from both sides.
Up to cross, Laz, he needs energy. There we go.
Barely going to get past.
Avoids it.
He's made a footstep. I don't think Artis will be able quite to hear that.
Chance for a timing. It is the final round of the first half. Got to put everything towards us now. No use saving, but really running out of time. 10. Out towards the open there, the high ground angle. And Laz, it's only saving grace being that he wasn't nobody made a footstep, made a noise. Adjustment, but still time working against him. You can start to hear it ticking in a triple face. Impossible to get through. So that is a salvaged half, I would say, for NRG, considering where they were starting off at.
Certainly.
7-5.
Certainly salvaged by NRG, but a nice lead from Zeta. You know, things working on their defense side, hitting shots, finding their moments. And so overall, I think both teams will be fairly happy heading into the next half and just looking to cruise forward with the momentum.
Yeah, certainly will. Big lead, you never know. A pistol round might just make all the difference here, but let's send it back down to the desk. You haven't heard enough of them just yet.
Oh, hello, friends.
Funny seeing you here.
Remember us? We're back.
Hey, guys.
Well, let's talk about what we saw. So I think, Sean, serious face. Really, I think the star of this one, you know, really got to look over toward the Neon. You got to see what Zeta's doing with that. And it's really throwing a spanner into the game plan of NRG.
Yeah, I think Depp had a lot of success early on in this game. 10 even opened up several rounds as well. Mimi, like you pointed out, the stall smokes on the site. But this pistol round opener is what really got things started, in my opinion, for Zeta. And then stopping the showstopper here at Long B. I thought Depp just had a lot of individual moments throughout this game that shut down all of the heroics where typically FNS thrives.
And that's in such contrast to the Fnatic game, where it was Depp getting rolled over in opening kills. He was going for some of those same plays, taking some of those same risks, and it was never working out. Not a single first kill on their defense there. But here, they get 7-5 on Bind, which I think is more than most people would have bargained for against NRG on this map. And going into the second, I think that this comp can still be pretty strong on the attacking side. You have a lot of opportunities to pinch together with your double duelists into site. Have Neon go up long, we'll raise double satchels out back site on B. You can do similar ideas on A. Paper X institute similar ideas. Well, not with a Neon, but to really good effect. And NRG, I think it's pretty unlikely they've played against a comp like this.
Yeah, and I think this Neon is about to send it right now. I think the Raze can take fast showers control with the Sky. I think the Neon can be zooming up short A. They're going to be doing fast A hits. They could get super fast B long control. And on this new version of Bind, getting that teleporter control at B long so you could pivot between sites is so, so important.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out for Zeta Division. All NRG need is 2, and they're back in it to send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
Yeah, we'll find out. Pistol round. I mean, it's so damn important here. 7-5. It can be the difference between evening it up, and you're going to see a clash immediately. The battle lines are drawn, and NRG seeking to overextend past their own here. Look at this, already pushed up with the crossfire. Util not really ready for it, just still holding the guns. And neither side willing to make a move with the wall going up. Victor is in their faces! And Zeta, they jump on the chance, they pounce upon it.
4 players posted there from NRG. None of them are able to get a single kill. All of them falling to Zeta.
And this is a pistol round win. It's inevitable. Finesse. Would have to be a masterclass and more, wouldn't it? Nah, I mean, the class is just not doing it for him. Prime game and flawless.
Great way to begin the attack half from Zeta. A pistol round that they, had some... They had clearly bought some utility to go for some kind of A hit. Weren't maybe expecting the fight to come to them quite as quickly. But Victor swung there, taking a fight that the other 3 players can't help him with, trying to find a timing on one individual, and I don't think NRG will have been hoping for the entirety of Zeta to be waiting for them.
Also just maybe expecting to just only find 1 player when the wall's up.
Certainly. There's another clash. 3 players from NRG defending Shower.
The flash connects, and they've given up on the area. No, what they have not. I mean, I stand corrected. Depp.
How's he gotten out there without a single point of damage?
No idea. He's on 150. He survives, though.
3-player stack kind of hoping to drive Zeta reactively into B, where Finesse waits with a shorty and Artis has 3 bullets in the headhunter. NRG are gambling here, hoping that it wasn't going to be a commitment to A, and Zeta have gone straight into that weakness.
Do still need to clear Showers. Diligence needs to be shown there as well, but NRG over towards the back of the side, tap. See if there's some util. Showers is theirs, there's the plant. No control over towards Lamps. This is flank now occurring on top of that, so NRG working behind them. Really seeing if they can do some damage, but if one area is not watched for, could definitely slip out of their control here for Zeta Division.
It's the flank battle here.
Yeah, Laz needs to really put a stop to it, and he does. It's the fight towards the back of the site. So, Prime Gaming Flawless once more. Very healthy with the guns. 9-5, Zeta Division. Starting to see real semblance as well of why they picked this one. It feels like at times as well that these rounds are falling into their hands.
But I think it's also great work around the map.
Yeah, they're capitalizing on it, right?
They're prodding towards Showers, just looking to try and get a little bit of information. Yeah, Depp's a little fortunate to survive with his full HP, but he didn't really fully commit to the fight. It's not like he was going to go down. So they prod, and then they re-clear through short. It's a nice attacking round. Zeta are all bunched up again, though.
Interesting. I mean, Zeta, I think of this team, slow default, spread out. That's how they like to play it. This time grouped up, 4-1 split. Molly. And a nade already going to be used here. 10 was ahead of it all. I mean, he must have just got chunked down by all the utility. Laz late on that one. Snake bite dropped. Wow,
that was bold from Victor.
Yeah.
Swings straight through the snake bite from Laz. Maybe feeling it a little. He didn't have the greatest attack half. NRG, when they played against Billy, did make some level of recovery playing on defense on split. Just didn't end up being enough in that specific instance. Now they find themselves in a 5v3, massively favored to dismiss this bonus round. But Artis has got his work cut out for him.
Here's them moving past him. Trademark's gone. He's still got his TP towards the back. And yep, okay, there is safety there. Victor got his teammates back. Snake by missing.
Missed.
Yeah, doesn't push them off this plant. 8-10 flying. Smoke's still to play around. Flash in the hands of Crow. He's ahead of it. He blinded himself. Victor comes out the victor. Damage definitely done to these players still, but it's NRG with massive control of the map and the site here. All they got to do is try and isolate these fights out there. He's got 2 of them down. DDS with a Bulldog. Sugar Zero close though. Can't win that one, so saw him eventually. Safe hands.
NRG again needing to be bailed out by Som in that moment after a huge play from Depp. Som, in fact, is swinging ahead of Crashy. He's not really relying on the team play to bail them out of those kind of situations. Instead, just taking the duel. He's good for it, though. Been a massive firepower addition to this team, I think. And that's an unfortunate moment from Crow. Looked like the timing could have potentially made something happen there. And that's a 3v5 that does end up getting a little dicey. Now there's 10 seconds for Depth to figure out a buy. He's not just going to leave himself the overdrive.
I mean,
they're just going to send it then.
It depends what the plan is. Yeah, exactly. If they're going to send it, which they are, it's popped off immediately over the top. Ardis has to back away from this one. Stun close towards it. They want to squeeze towards Showers, and they've gained control of it now, but there's another crunch. Victor with the Trailblazer. Into the corner, though, right into the sightlines of it, and the plant not denied. Spam into it, but Ardis has to respect it. Back TP, there's a judge in his face. Sugar Zero, that's his territory now. You do not want to wade into it. Satchel round with the flash. That is impeccable, but it's still got a crossfire.
Gutting for 10. What a play.
Som keeping his IGL safe. Surviving on 5 health here, but again, yeah, you don't want to be walking into Lamps, not with a judge there. A warning shot. Rattled off. Do not step closer.
Finesse getting healed up by Crashies, who used the space gained by Victor to retake Showers. This is tough.
It's down towards them as well. Kills be flowing on either side. Lines it up. The nade. Oh, the molly missed. Yep. To tap, you have to force this one out into the open. Sugar Zero body checked it. Will die and will force some sticking onto half. Spray transfer not intact. So NRG barely, just barely win the round.
And it's Som again that helps them over the line. The Sugar Zero, I would expect a player of his caliber to have some kind of molly lineup from Lamps and not just have to kind of chuck that one on the fly and then jump towards the person who tapped with a judge. Maybe getting scrambled in that moment slightly. Or from inside the smoke, couldn't see a lineup that he would usually use.
Yeah, potentially.
These are 2 close rounds now that have gone the way of NRG with their diffuses on A. But it has hurt the Zeta economy. Dep's going to be able to hero rifle here along with Laz because he only used his overdrive in the prior round, and Zeta are fast again. This is so different to the way that Zeta would usually play. Quite a slow team, but have demonstrated the ability to pick up the pace in the past.
Hey up, Ardis. Oh, he's alone. Into this position here. Smoke, drop, damage.
Needs help.
Done to him, man. He definitely needs help. He's
Maybe
just
not.
firing blindly into it. It's a lurk attempt. Brought down to their knees.
Doing it all on his own here, Ardis, isn't he? That's twice now that NRG have gone for that Trailblazer through the Showers teleport to be able to follow it instantly with a player. It was Victor taking a duel that got traded out quite nicely in the prior round, and this time Ardis gallivants through on the back of the Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah.
No wonder they're extinct.
I mean, we've seen NRG. I mean, they are taking some risks with how they're playing with this one. I mean, Victor now, I think back to him, swinging through the snake bite, vulnerable up taking the fight, but not shying away from it. They want to take the fights through Showers.
They definitely do. I don't know what it was about this kind of extended technical pause and then the halftime too, but they seem like they've come out with the intention to deliberately take duels against Zeta. And they're not taking silly duels at the beginning of the round where Zeta are pushing really quickly and overloading with utility, but they're actually trying to refight for space. And they're not afraid of taking the duels when it's required. The way that Zeta are playing their attack side, there's a huge amount of utility and map control being gained within the first, 10 seconds? And then NRG have a little pause, they back up, and then they refight for the space. And so far, that plan is working really well. We need to see an adjustment from Zeta. Despite being in the lead, it feels like they're losing control just a tad.
Look at this again from Ardis. I mean, many chances for him to just get overwhelmed. He's on 19 now, spamming with a Vandal there.
Enemy remaining.
That's what I'm talking about. They look very confident to force the duels.
Yeah.
Confident that they are going to win them if they do force them.
Keep this string of rounds going, honestly, NRG. They've got the ults for it.
Ardis also with the tour de force, I think is up on top of truck there.
It's going to catch, so there's some info. Snake bite dropped.
So it's good utility. Not a huge amount of it, just a snake bite and the stun to get the whole of B-Long. Good flash to get off the angle as well, so the Death Crow can peek from
but here it is.
Multiple sides. There's
Go
the
stop.
refight.
Oh, the movement. It's beefed. Straight down. fuse is burning all the way down, and there will be no kills.
But it's very similar again. Zeta use a lot of utility, or at least a bit of utility, at the start of the round to get map control. NRG take it back. There's no kill gained, but now B long belongs to the defenders.
Do still have a minute. Time to work with. Orbital strike. Finesse needs to be careful about playing in lamps here.
Zeta are taking a pause over towards A, as Depp and Crow contact Reclear, making sure that Victor hasn't pushed deep into Fountain. This is wasting a lot of time from Zeta.
Dog. Up and broken. Crow just trying to fake his presence and force rotations, which has achieved the goal.
30 seconds left.
There's the Seekers, even everything being offloaded to try and sell this fake over towards B. And yeah, it's just Artis left alive. Plenty of time still left to rotate into this one. Can they deny the plans? Maybe. Players getting in. Trademark broken. 15 seconds.
The rendezvous.
Got to get a move on.
It would allow Artis to try and swing through the smoke there. The nade, possibly going to do the job.
Yeah, Sugar Zero sticking. This one still has his ult as well. How does he choose to use it? Jaws is there. Seekers over the top. Pointing them in the right direction here for NRG. Depp, he's so far ahead of that, and there's no smoke to really block that one. Molly at their feet. Here's the orbital strike. That's just
How does
one
that
kill.
catch Artis?
Yeah, only onto Artis here. 4 versus 4. It's all over the place. Into lamps. So the next duel is going to be taken. Almost there with a transfer, but it's 1-for-1. Victor backing away. Time running ever so slightly low here. Finesse just holding for this smoke in this position. Wins that fight out. Catching all the available angles. Leaving it just to Crow. And Crashies. So consistent.
NRG diligent on the retake. These A retakes are happening over and over again right now. Zeta getting funneled into them because they don't have the space across the rest of the map. And NRG are putting a focus on making sure Showers is cleared out before they go and get rid of any players towards lamps and short. The protocols look excellent on these retakes. And they're also putting Zeta players in uncomfortable spots. You saw from Depp there as he just sprinted from around where he was at default over towards triple, just taking a single fight. They had a Brim ultimate. They used it almost immediately afterwards. If that had been synced up, perhaps, maybe it generates a pick, causes chaos in the NRG camp, and things go the other way. But right now, NRG have figured something out and look like they're about to take the lead again.
Yeah, they're definitely in control of this map. I'd say they're definitely just getting pushed into all of these unconventional fights, I will say, but NRG really good with the retakes. It's been working out for them. So timeout, adjustments need to happen here for Zeta.
And here's what I would suggest for Zeta. I mean, they're going into a bit of a wonky buy round, but once you get to a round where you really feel like you have a chance to win it, contact plays at the start of the round are going to be really useful against what NRG are doing. NRG are just giving you the space at the start because they know they're going to be able to take it back afterwards. So if you can creep up on them, they're not going to realize that you're there. You might even have an opportunity to take picks early.
Well, contacting, tour de force for Artis.
Yeah. Probably the worst time to implement my advice, to be honest. We'll see whether
It's going to be hard.
Definitely
to punish. There's a snake bite. That will catch onto it. Stun is good, actually. Forces the TP, so it's going to be away from that angle. And instantly Finesse is there. Can't be rushed upon because of the molly that was laid down a little bit earlier.
This is now an incredibly solid hold towards B. You have to either contest Ardis, who has this sightline and a trademark, or you go through Finesse's pit. Either way, B just looks fairly horrible, which has allowed NRG to stack 3 players on the other side. Ardis not particularly worried about someone crossing into Hookah. He can still take this line because of the trademark. Everybody on Zeta is still trying to flood through. They're going for this.
Might be a bloodbath. It might be brutal. Here it is. Smokes. Dropped, gives the indicator. There's immediately a wall in their face as well. It does block Artis off the sideline. Stunned up, but, well, just hits the kneecap. 10. Taken straight out, but the site is theirs. They don't have control of B long still. Might become a problem in the later portions. Trailblazer, that's a connection into the smoke. Depp, will he evade? Capture here. Everybody, it's all onto Crow. Up to the top, though, brought down. And Laz has made all the footsteps. Crashies has exactly the right idea. And the lead goes now to NRG.
Great defensive round from NRG there. Difficult for Zeta to even have a chance on getting in. The fact that the defensive wall was used by Finesse did offer them an opportunity, but as Ardis manages to find just the, like you said, the kneecap there, lands the kill with the tour de force, wouldn't have even done it with an operator. But then the flood came back through off the back of Crashy's Trailblazer. Zeta are struggling currently. This is a double duelist composition and they cannot find a foothold on attack.
Try and run it back somehow. Gliding. Dodged. Ardis is spotted out here. Of course, still has the rendezvous. Just waiting it out. Pulls that util out of them. That's what the chamber's so good for. But this time there is that instant reaction. Trademark is broken. Laid into the back with a snake bite. A little bit disjointed though. And the rest of NRG. Their teammates now rejoining them over towards the site.
There's 4 players ready here to defend. These smokes have been used very early on. Som doesn't have any left, and there's still a minute on the clock. So if Zeta pump the brakes, they might be offered an opportunity to find picks with the Sheriff.
Slowing it down, leaving just 10 into a forward position, forward angle, actually deciding and deliberating what they want to do. The flash is bad info.
And to be honest, of all the players to insert, 10's got a stinger. You know, he's not really even going to be able to look for picks with the Sheriff.
That's dodgy.
There's one.
Yeah, the flash connected. Ardis wanted to try and get back up onto that angle. Thought it was safe with the rendezvous, but he's brought down, taken out with 35 seconds left. There is a lurk attempt.
And this is what Laz did based off the B pressure in the previous round. It's just that Zeta committed and all died on B before he could do anything.
And if they're going to be running over to A off this presser, I mean, Victor could just be the player here and now to deny this one. He's got a nade still waiting. And time is running low. Orb in their face, bit of spam here. He's got the lineup, he's already pinging it out.
That was good damage to 10.
Rebounding, 10! Has to get off of it. And this is really brutal now. 8 seconds, anything else? On the backside of this one though, NRG don't have it.
So 4v5 where NRG need to use utility or double face even to get out into backside.
And sort of showstopper now.
This is difficult. Zeta, despite their bad weaponry in a 5v4, probably favored, but it's another one of these A retakes that NRG have looked so good at. Usually they focus on clearing out showers before they go and dig these players out of lamps.
Crossing, contacting into showers. Depp is really holding a really far back angle. It's a white swing by Som. Molly over the top as well. Buy some time. 10's brought down though. That was a showstopper. Do they have enough house behind this one here? Even without the weapons yet, NRG are already calling it. They're just vacating. They want to get out of there. They need to keep these guns. And they will not do so. 10 to 10. Another MasterCard Thrifty added to the collection. Zeta Division.
What a moment to be able to get it done with the poor weaponry. Off the back of Laz lurking. That's the value sometimes of even learning from your defeats, learning from what you're able to achieve in lost rounds. The round where Zeta just decided to send it on B and Laz got that lurk and ends up running behind and Crashes deals with him. It looks a little foolish at the time, but it results in Zeta putting pressure towards B and finding that moment for Laz where he can make something happen and pull everyone back. On top of that, the punish on Ardis put them in a very nice spot.
Yeah. NRG lacking a lot of information in that last round.
Yeah, and I think here NRG have already, earlier in this, on that 5-round streak, they're trying to react very quickly to what Zeta were doing because the pace was so high. That round, Zeta changed up the tempo. They faked like it was going to be really quick at the start, baited out all of some smokes, and then hit the brakes. And that left NRG in a tough position where they'd over-rotated to B and overused utility. And that, I think, is going to be part of what this timeout is about, is reassessing that situation. Okay. Maybe we can't just act as simplistically against what Zeta are doing.
I think they've already got a good answer as well. Just looking at the setup here. Operator purchase for Ardis, and he's going to be watching, at least with his trademark, close towards it. He's taking showers control.
Oh, and meantime, you've got Finesse with a judge who's either going to be playing towards short or lamps.
And so this is where real answer to try and stop these lurks from happening.
Is it YZ on the other side? 10's got a judge and a showstopper.
Might be able to clear them out here. Grouped up, stuns are very good. Ardis, almost the connection. Away though with the TP. He's close to the corner here. Does need to back away. Surely he hears the dog now. Yeah, right behind Triple. Fast lane, right in his face. There's another connection with the stun. Showstopper, close, doesn't land it. Doesn't let it loose. Finesse still holding this ground. He is vulnerable up. Exchange of the guns here, taking a ton of damage.
There's no way you expect Depp to be pushed all the way deep like that.
Yeah, Fox in the pen, really. It's right behind them. He's regained control of lamps for them. On top of that, the pit's there, but already this reflank attempt of NRG pushing up straight through down into short. They're gonna have to try and flip the map, but they are really just being squeezed from two avenues. Heavy control still there, splash deep into it. Volley and util exchange, it's all the game of timings. Sugar Zero's turn this time, and backs away critically, crucially. Just making them feel uncomfortable. Can't really sit still onto this one, but here it is. Crashies. The fuse is half covered. Molly's late, it's half. Onto the defuse! Laz, spraying it down, damage done to Ardis. Chances for him to win it, but really with it ticking like this, it just looks unlikely. And it is 11 to 10.
Awesome adaptations from Zeta very late into this game. When things were tied up at 10 apiece, before Zeta got these last two, it looked like they were out. They didn't have an answer to what was happening, and they've made the adjustment just in time by the look of things. These last couple of rounds, they've found their entries into sites and been able to hold off the retake attempts. Really nice flank on the flank from Sugar Zero. He got a little whiffy and he still managed to find some success. And now with 5 seconds, you got Ardis with an operator looking towards short and everyone else on Zeta grouped up around there.
They'll be using stuns to set them up on these angles. With the Seekers on top of it. Yeah, hard pressed to really get value there. Tucked to the corner with the TP. Fast lane up already. They want to seek to punish this. Good shot to connect. Ardis still with another one. A 1-2 punch. It's a one-man army. Into the smoke. Crow making another go of the play as well. There's that connection! But it's all Ardis once more. Picked up the pieces for it. Reflank attempt.
Well, what a tough situation for Ardis to get anything done. Double Jewel is hunting him down after Seekers are in his face, and yet he delivers over and over for NRG, drawing things back up level at 11 apiece. The shot as well onto Dev. I think barely just catches his hand.
Yeah.
That's like an elbow shot. And then he's back there to be able to pick up 10 and was swinging with a judge. Some ridiculous shots there. Anyone's game.
He is. No presence towards B for Zeta. Depp has ran through.
Walked through. He's half health.
Yeah, all the way through here. I mean, there's a heal throw. Doesn't want to use it though, not just yet. Using the dog. Blazer. Spotting the one. Fast lane as well. Almost faking the presence, but there is a spike still in Crow's hands. Not like they can really pivot to anything here. Forcing out this util. Okay, showstopper. Victor.
Bad timing on it. They thought that Zeta had already committed to the site.
Exactly.
Victor won that back, but
10.
Wow, well guessed.
Trying to tuck himself to the corner. There's no safety there. Not from it. They're still holding that space though. It is
back to Ardis.
Pump fake. Ardis is here. Cannot adjust in time. Laz is there with it, but it's an approach on basically every sector of the map.
Zeta are going to speed things up here. They're going to have a 3v4 situation where they have some timing to be able to reposition. It's a nice orb too, though Victor might feel confident slipping behind it.
He does. He uses it across.
Does he know that Sugar Zero's already fairly deep in elbow?
Sugar Zero. It's got to be called. It's got to be called. He's not ready. Nade re-earn for Victor. Lovely jump spot. The boom bot eating the bullets. Has to be a miracle now. Laz, shots are rattling and hitting. It's 3 so far. Can he make it 4? All the way to the side. ADS, 8 bullets left. That's the ace. Laz. That's what dreams are made of.
What a hero moment from Laz. From the very beginning, the opening shot to start that entire round is just a deletion of Ardis.
Oh my.
I mean, that is beautiful. Some of the shots he's hit here are the tiniest little pixels. He's so talented. But to put it together in this round, to give his team
that's
that
cold.
point.
That is cold.
What a moment.
And it's 12 to 11. Like you said, it's map point. Would be monumental for Zeta Division.
Both teams have orbital strike to work with and are one away from other very impactful ults. This push is so different.
All the way through, yeah. What a
NRG
way to switch
not
it
gone
up.
for this. They've pushed out B a couple of times,
Depp's
but
gonna
not
get
out
caught.
through showers.
Depp's not going to suspect it. Yeah, back towards it. Patience is played. He can hear it already. Spamming into the corner.
Barely any
Damage done, yeah. Still on top of the box. It's traded.
But there goes the Brim ult.
It's removed now. One onto the other side here, just rushing into things. 10. He's dropped. Couldn't follow up on the rest of his team. Orbital strike as well, out into the corner here. Finesse forced to really swing wide into the TP. That was a headshot. Connection. Artist though survives. 5 health. Victor has brought them to an absolute crawl. 12-12, we're going to overtime.
A result, I think, at the moment that both teams can be fairly happy about. NRG had to dig themselves out of a hole and won't go quietly. Recovering a map point there. But Zeta have showcased that they're able to go toe-to-toe with NRG on one of their best maps, at least historically. Well, we have seen some huge moments from individuals here towards the end. And in the past, we've seen emotions flare high from both of these teams, but I'm especially thinking of the moments that Zeta have come close to success and had it torn away from them at previous tournaments. They will be desperate to hold on here and convert the advantages that they've had on Bind into a victory. On the defense side here, Crow is still in spawn to start this round.
They are late. They are late with this setup. Already rushing to try and again fill up the gaps in a defensive protocol, but he doesn't actually know if they've aggressed onto B long that early, just holding it and jump spotting it. It's all slow though. Patience played by NRG. They know that Artis has been liking to lurk over towards there. Lovely the jump spot. Caught with a util 10, almost punished.
A lot of respect being shown here by NRG at the start of these rounds, waiting for somebody to peek.
Hey up.
I don't think they'll expect that to be Neon opping.
Orb in his face. Can't disrespect it.
And yet still Ardis going for a jump spot. Again, tons of respect being shown. But Depp is gonna have to be the hero for Zeta.
This is where the difference could be made. Doesn't know if they crossed, holding the sideline, but he orbs up in his face and contacting again. No sound cues. Where is the information? Depp has got to be aware that they pushed up onto this. They could be really far up. They are indeed. Stuns are there. Allows him to back away. Flash into the corner. Blinded for but a moment, but he's had to give up that space, and Showers is really being crumbled on, crunched on. Nade, it's delayed. In fact, rebounding actually perfect. 10. Not enough to deny, but he claims it's 2. Maybe a winnable scenario. Heel's still online.
And the plant went down, crucially.
Cross through the reposition here. Lamps being held by NRG. Doubled up. How do you fight this one with the operator? Trailblazer taken out. Pushing up, clearing the corners with the rifles here. Has to be an attempt of it. Flash. It's dodged. Step. Catches it though. Crashies and Som combine might together. The double face, the double swing. And now NRG. One more round will do it.
Excellent navigation of the various threats in that round. 10 did what he could, but the plant still went down, and that put NRG in such a better position. These duels towards the end are so crucial. It's still anybody's game as Crashies hits that 2K towards short, and he seals the deal. Got a feel for Depp in this spot too. Operator in hand wasn't quite able to do what he wanted, I think. He's at 27 kills, playing Neon on Blind. Yeah. I mean, he's a player that sometimes has turned up to these big tournaments and had to get put in the backpack by the rest of the squad. You think about the last time these two teams faced, it was Laz and Sugar Zero doing the heavy lifting and 10 having big raise maps. You know, when they were playing on Split, that kind of thing. It wasn't Depp, the main duelist, being able to put this level of output. And if Zeta end up losing this next round, it is going to be heartbreaking for them, because they have had their chances here on a strange map selection and an unusual composition that we don't see from many teams, but they've brought it to NRG. A team that's currently playing a little like a wounded beast.
Oh yeah, cornered. Still one more round will do it for them. They'll take the map early on in this series. And it could be, like you said, Josh, you know, heartbreak, I think, for Zeta Division. The potential of looking back at this round here is the real turning point in the entirety of this series, this elimination game.
Zeta have been going for these 5-person group up hits.
Artis is here with an op. They need util to push him off the angle on Showers. Here it is. At least the snake bite, wall to set him up.
They're watching for the push. NRG have only done that a single time. Not that Zeta necessarily know. Finesse was here in case it was a fast A hit, and now he's fallen off. On his way back though with the Trailblazer and the smokes.
Yeah. Victor pushed away from this one. Is there a committal from Zeta? It looks likely, yep. Satcheling through. Lamp's control is theirs, and 10 has the judge. Plays and Mischief is going to get up to. Attack onto the plant. Again, they have to force out this util. It's a snakebite nade actually overlapped here from NRG. Chances. Maybe make a go of it with the rotations. They still don't have showers control. Do they leave 10 into this? Yeah, they're going to take it all the way through the TPs, but where do they commit? They didn't have any of that prior control.
It's a fake.
It's back to 8, because
all the
10's
way back.
holding the play. Yeah, he's holding the space, I should say.
10 is hoping that NRG re-clear through Lamps right now.
But Ardis is going to be the thorn in their sides, isn't he? Still locked onto showers control, holding onto it with the operator.
Here
contacting his clearance. 10 is there, it's traded. Good by Victor.
30 seconds left.
4 versus 4 now, into the final moments of this one, and it's all to be decided. Not a one fight, 2 players left standing, Zeta. Are they really going to fall? Another TP to disengage away with the spike, catching it. Sugar Zero, there's one, and it's evened out still. 13 seconds.
Good flash as well. Crow knows that he has a little bit of time to get this down and reposition.
Crashes his fast onto the angle, damage done but no kill. Sugar Zero still there, peeking onto it, Victor. He's not going to land his shot. Still regrouping. Him and his teammate now tucking into elbow. Still 2 versus 2. Sugar Zero is going for an absolute jog, a marathon sprint round. Crow needs his help, and he needs it now, or does he? Wins his first fight out. Victor's not fast enough, and here's the time pressure. Pushed onto Victor, flashed off of it. Half onto it, doesn't land the shots from Zeta. Still another chance. Victor, he doesn't know where they are, hiding in wait. Sugar Zero not revealing a thing. Victor, no more bullets, only the shorty, and at range he can't win it. It's another round of OT.
The saviors for Zeta. Crow and Sugar Zero step up to deliver that round. My God, that one was close. The teleporters zipping from site to site. You thought Ardis might have had a clue there in that moment. He went for a little jump peek over towards triple, but just didn't spot the opposing brim. And Sugar Zero's got a really nice kind of lurk play there, staying behind on A, and the full reposition. Even if Crow had gone down, Sugar Zero was wrapping that one up. He'd sold Victor. A real tail.
I have this bike.
Round and round we go here. And a flash did connect. You can see it's forced a rotation out of depth. He's already running through the spawn.
10 has deliberately bought a judge in overtime.
I mean, there's been many instances of that.
Yeah. I mean, it worked when Billy were playing against NRG. Why not?
This is an interesting setup. It's a slide off angle, I think, by Crow. Tagged onto Laz. They don't like the look of that, NRG. The boombot triggered. I think they heard 2 players firing, so that's why they're backing away.
And just the counter utility was too fast. You know that they're fighting over that area.
Yeah. Again, but this anticipated.
This has driven them into 10.
Scout destroyed.
And spotted. Yeah, they hear it. That is a very difficult ask. You still want to try and fight off of this.
They're applying pressure here, though, Brent, I think, so that Ardis can make space over towards B, and they can then send it through the teleporter back over to him. Ardis could be the crucial playmaker here if he takes a duel against Laz.
Him versus Laz, they're moving back over towards B. Ardis is making the call.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds, though.
Saying that they've rotated off, and again, yeah, Laz, if he survives, could put a stop to this. They're already running.
There's so little time.
And there is no second chances here. Wall up in their faces. Flash doesn't connect here. Victor taking so much damage in the process towards the back of it. Damage is there. Spike drop down. And dead with the stun. Brutalized. Ardis has to plan this one. 10 has to lock down this angle. Still is being pressured and pushed off to the corner as well. Backing away. He's only got the Sheriff. It's all over the place. But there is that extension. Spike was planted.
Shot.
Yep, only
He
the
got
one
team
shot.
flashed.
No reloads inside. Tour de Force is there. Spots it out. Gets the reload. Finesse. Can't win it. Ardis with a Tour de Force. 10. He's jumping around. He's making a mockery of it. But he's got so much more to do here. And against the Tour de Force, it would have to be a belter of a shot. He thinks he's pushed on the angle. Spike ticking. How do you win this one? Enough time waited. Ardis actually off the angle here. The only way he wins it is by sticking it to half at this point. He's guessed incorrectly. Onto the corner, forcing it out wide. Jump spot, Ardis.
No
it's impeccable.
time.
It's impeccable. The way he's played it, yes, he hits the shot, but Ardis left it with no chances, really. No chance at all.
Awesome round there called by Finesse. Bit of a masterclass round if I do say so myself. I mean, that situation, they identify with the Trailblazer that 10 is holding with that judge inside lamps and just give Artist the freedom to be able to work up B-Long and then reconnect back with him. And the trade-outs, despite a bit of a spray down from Depp inside Tube, the trade-outs are good on site. Look at the reaction too from Laz.
No reaction from Jet.
Yeah, Jet was a little concerned there for a moment.
Yeah, par for the course. I mean, so far, the map is really living up to the weight.
I mean, this is a heater of a game. And it feels like perhaps this is just the bias of being in the moment, but it feels like so much is going to end up being decided by this.
Yeah. I do think so. I mean, Zeta's map pick here. They lose it, it's brutal. You've got to think their chances of committing, this upset against NRG, getting that vengeance that's been long awaited, it just makes it so much more harder.
It goes down dramatically, their chances, if they're not able to convert. But on the other side, NRG have certainly been pushed. They're going to go for the glass cannon operator here in order to close things out and win on bind.
And Artist has been more than consistent with it. I mean, look at him, top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's been very good.
He's been pulling off insane shots. Doesn't look like he's going to be getting too many targets just from the look at his setup once more. Zeta. Grouped up. Looks like a fast take towards Showers.
Som has not been challenging that particularly heavily. Just pop the smoke down and make note of the utility that's being used. Now, they did go for the Showers crunch during regulation quite a bit, but there's nobody to follow up on the Trailblazer from Crashy, so NRG are not going to send that this time. They don't actually have many tools to be able to retake Showers. So this might finally be Zeta being able to find a piece of map control that NRG can't respond to. 4 players though stacked on A.
Yeah, into short. They are stacked up. 10. Really just leaving him as that late lurk player. He's worried about potential push from behind in that reflank.
Well, just judging by the spread on Zeta's attack here, it might be that top fragger glass cannon operator Artist who ends up deciding things. No, the spike heading back over to Market.
Here. I mean, Victor is so far ahead of everything. This angle you just do not expect. He's got one satchel, potentially to get out. He's ahead of it still to the corner. Last shuts it right down. Finesse is here. Crossfire placement's not good at all. Yes, still he wrangles it with him and crashes. He's running into him.
Down A.
And this is it, surely, the turning point. Zeta are getting picked apart, peeled to pieces. TP, the rotation's 30 seconds left. It's 2 players versus the might of NRG. This is their playground. The util to choke them out, 15 seconds. 3 players waiting for them. It's just impossible for Zeta. The flash, there's the connection, but it's all sprayed down. And NRG gonna be leading that series.
Dodging a bullet on a map pick that's been historically excellent for them, NRG prevail. A series of rounds there that got them back into the game, and though Zeta made it tough, NRG certainly had to work for it. I think they can be happy about that one. Curveball being thrown at them with the neon rays composition. Zeta with a bit of a pocket pick, but refuted.
We'll find out what's left as well in this series as well. A short break on the other side of things, the continuation of the series. Don't go anywhere.
Little moments of joy are not so little. They are pure joy. Therefore, treat yourself. Come to Andalucía.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Taking pics in my clothes. When I count my check, please don't spend too close. Foot on their neck, man, I had to do the most. They ain't let me in, so I had to break the door. When I'm lying on my back, I'm in beast mode. You be lying on the trap, and we both know. I ain't riding with a fraud, that's a no. When I'm lying on my back, I'm in beast mode. I'm in beast mode. When I'm lying on my back, I'm in beast mode. I'm in beast mode. When I'm lying on my back, I'm in beast
A very close map number 1, but an NRG that pushes forward, gets that first win. And now, Chet, I want to ask you, especially as we go into that map number 2 of Haven, you're known for counter-shredding. Is there anything that you were able to catch from that Zeta Fnatic match that you are going to apply for your team today? Or is it more just focusing on the mistakes that you made before and what you can do right to close out the series in 2?
Well, we kind of play a comp that's not similar to Fnatic, but I kind of understood the way they pressured the map versus Zeta. So we're going to try to do something a little bit similar, but we have our own gameplay style, so we're just going to rock with our gameplay.
All right, excited to see what that's going to be. Good luck to you, and back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that, Dryad. And yeah, they have their own play style. They're going to stick to it. I expect NRG to do nothing but there is footage. There is info on this Zeta team, thanks courtesy of Fnatic. So we'll see how that pans out. Of course, Golden Warrior alongside with Mimi, as well as Sean Gares. And let's actually jump into some of the high points in that map for NRG. And Sean, I definitely feel like these retakes that we were seeing from NRG, certainly what you want from this very talented America's team right now.
So good. This is why NRG has been so dominant on bind for so long, right? The stall on the default plant, the moving around the map, the playing off of each other in these late round scenarios that you're constantly in on bind, right? The perfect smokes from Shower, from Som, the mollies on the default, the paint shells on default as well from Victor. These were the pivotal things that I thought that turned things into NRG's favor and got this game into OT.
And 40% might not look super impressive, but a lot of Zeta's game plan on this map was built around the post plan, on getting off site, getting those mollies set up where the two duelists fought forward for that initial bit of stall. So winning that many retakes and providing that much stall with the utility you're talking about, Sean, was such an important facet for that comeback from NRG. And I mean, honestly, what NRG style it was. Another slow start, another slow build into a map, but they somehow pull it off at the end and put Zeta in a really tough position.
Yeah, and let's not forget that bind was looking phenomenal for Zeta Division. That actually takes us to our Verizon high-speed moment for Laz in round 23, which actually could have been a pivotal round for this team. And Sean, you're really looking for players like Laz to be those X factors for the team, because he has been that in the past.
Yeah, this was an insane round to get them 12 on the board, and it looked like Zeta was poised to actually win the game in regulation. And he even got that opening kill on the last round of overtime. I think Laz just had a lot of impact here on the Viper. I think going into this next map, though, we're going to see him maybe lock this chamber again like he did against Fnatic and have a lot more capability in opening the rounds up.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see him back on that agent, because we saw how valuable Artis' chamber was here. That was another big reason NRG came back. He was doing great in the first kill department for his team to get them the advantages on that defensive side. But like we've already been talking about, we've seen this team dismantled on Haven before. It really felt to me that if they were going to have a chance to upset in this series, it would have been there on bind.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Mimi. That was a map that they definitely needed to walk away with, and it's certainly going to sting for sure. Let's actually go ahead and hear what Coach Junior had to say ahead of map 2 for Zeta Division.
A map number 1 that doesn't go the way of Zeta, but I'm here joined by Junior, and my question to you is, what is going to be the number 1 priority for the team to be able to bring this back in that second map?
ジュニアコーチにお伺いしたいです。次のマップ、取り戻すためには、一番大事にしたいことは何でしょうか。
はい。そうですね。次のマップヘイブンどういう構成が出てくるかわかんないんですが、もう自分たちの戦い方をしっかりやって、サイト内の打ち合いとかもちゃんと勝ち切ること、弾を当てること、これだけですね。はい。
So in next map Haven, we don't know what the opponent's going to be having for their team comps, but all I want to say is that we need to win the gunfights, and that's how we're going to win this map.
All right, excited to see what's going to happen. Best of luck to you and the rest of the team. And once again, back to you guys.
Thank you so much yet again, Dryad. So Zeta saying, well, we just got to hit our shots. They were hitting their shots that last game. I think that there's a little bit more that meets the eye there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue with that map wasn't hitting the shots, right? These Zeta players were in peak form there. It was NRG coming up with some really good calls at the end of that game to pull things through. And I'm also a little surprised that they're not so sure what NRG's going to play. I'd be really shocked if NRG moved away from Harbor Viper on this map that's been so successful for them.
I think it's almost a lock that NRG is playing
Also,
Harbor
Chet
Viper.
mentioning that they play a very different comp than Fnatic. Obviously, Junior didn't hear that interview, but still.
And I've seen them in ranked recently, playing Harbor Viper on Haven.
The real insight.
Som and FNS duo together, and they will be playing Harbor Viper.
Duoing Harbor Viper is so
You had
cringe.
so much disdain in your voice when you said that.
Yes, it is disgusting to see people do that in ranked.
Well, we're going to Haven, and yes, we should hopefully, if you're an NRG fan, be seeing that Harbor Viper, but how wild would it be if they just decide to change it out of left field, maybe? I don't think that's going to happen. That's not really the NRG way, but still, would be cool.
It would be pretty crazy if they did end up making some kind of a change, but it's this chamber killjoy composition that Zeta's been playing with the normal initiators in the mix that I actually think could be solid against Harbor Viper if they stick to it. If you set up correctly with this chamber and you can get a Sky Flash to take a peek, take a risk through one of these pieces of smoke utility, it could be pretty good. But another thing Harbor Viper is good at shutting down is AWP players, and generally Laz's offing is such a key part of Zeta's success on this map. We saw Fnatic bully him out of short pretty much every single round, and I think that's one of the big reasons that Zeta struggled on defense versus that Fnatic team.
I do think, like you said, I think this Zeta comp can deal with the Harbor Viper quite well. The chamber can disrespect some of these cascades, particularly towards Long A. He could definitely do it towards C as well. Asher can grab while A main. You have Raze to early shut down things with paint shells.
Oh,
and
no.
this guy constantly getting information.
Is that
Oh,
the same
no.
guy who called out Sick earlier?
No,
I think that's a different guy.
But they'll be sharing a sign later on, I'm sure. I'm kidding. Don't worry, guys. It's all going to be all right. But look, listen, this is going to be a tough game for Zeta. We're not going to sugarcoat it. That being said, though, NRG need to be playing their absolute best, because if they aren't, Zeta will take advantage. Let's send it back over to Brendan Sideshow as we get ready for map 2.
Let's get to it. Yeah, it's the double Sentinel composition.
Relationship goals.
Making
right
me
there.
giggle at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, this is really interesting. If there was any team, though, that understands how to break down a Killjoy chamber composition, I think it would be Chet and NRG, because they have run this themselves. Not exactly this composition, but a similar archetype of the comp. And look at how they're set up on the pistol round. We're just set for a clockwise rotation of Haven.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, when we get to see the gameplay, you guys can see it. It's a fully grouped up NRG over towards C. And they are ready for a heavy hit. Likewise for Zeta Division, fully grouped up, trying to take a lobby control. I think you've got to do that. You have a flood defense against the double war comp that NRG are playing, or you'll try and flank and disrupt it. And here it is. Pistol round, flash to the corner. Just to clear it close. Laz, that is dangerous, man. You're not in your TP. Doesn't take the rendezvous.
Brutal, caught out by the Trailblazer, trying to make something happen. Worried because the rest of Zeta are so far away.
And there is
Here
that
comes
fast
that flank.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that the flank is so good is because mostly the post plant is going to be dictated by Finesse's utility, and that is focused towards spawn.
Trying to flip the map, maybe? I mean, it's a difficult comp to do so. Yeah, it's all just being contained, except not in garage depth. His job really is just to try and hold it back, but they've already flipped it for them, and they've taken spawn out of it here. Finesse was back to all of it. Still, 3 shots will finish off.
That's a big comms
IGL,
problem.
yep, it is. 10 sticking, halfway on, already onto the defuse. Victor from range. Needed to land that one. Sticking, Crow, surely you don't do it. He can hit it. It's all Victor with the ghost. Couple of taps in the end, and that's a pistol round for NRG.
Nice idea by Zeta, and good try by Dead too, picking up 3 in the round. But NRG's composition is going to be extremely good in post plants. Some of the pros call this the kind of protect the president comp, where the idea is that you're just escorting the Viper onto sites, and then you're putting down the orb, you're putting down the snake bites, and it just makes it incredibly difficult to set retake in. And one of the other reasons that Zeta's comp, though, might have ways of playing around this is that they can be very free with where they're positioned. They're going to get passive information from Alarm Bot, from Turret, from the trademark too. So that means that you can free up your players to rotate much more quickly around the map, because you're not worried about people lurking on you.
Which should help them, ideally with the flood defense, but NRG game plan. Now taking up the orb over towards C, see if they can get the ults online. I mean, Victor is 3 away now. Goes towards it with the kills and the plants that he's getting.
The Trailblazer just sees a completely empty C site. Finesse looking to try and take it instantly.
Don't have garage control though, still orbs up. Finesse doesn't have any snake bites.
Yeah, prioritize the buy, the full armor here.
Nade. A little bit late in terms of denying. They're out into the open. There's a flash as well. It connects. There's a slightly delayed. Laz be able to do much more from this one with the plant down.
And look at this, the idea of trying to push back through a high tide and a cascade.
Yeah, you just get slowed.
And then you're taking decay damage, and you're also potentially taking vulnerable when Finesse has got his snake bites up in later rounds. It is really, really difficult to pull off retakes. And Zeta don't have a big retake. They don't have Sova Breach, where you have tons of utility to be able to get back in. They need to be ready to fight as the plant goes down, as Finesse gets into sight. And now as they get weapons up, we'll get to see what this defense looks like properly. Much more spread, less of a gamble.
As has the rendezvous for safety up just behind him. He looks like he wants to try and take that line into short. There's a 5 ball in his face though. Plenty of bodies ready and waiting. NRG. Ernesto for now holding this corner. So is Laz. Backing away, and they do have the setup for it. I mean, Zeta, they've got the right idea. There's a star laid down to try and help the players defending around A short. Well defended over towards A.
Nice from Laz, and
Laz.
The Trailblazer too, getting info behind this Viper wall.
Does Victor expect this? I mean, Nasty angle when you're on top of the box. That is also particularly nasty. Precise with that one, a jump spot punished. Good adjustment though, Victor. He's there, not taking a TP, not to safety. Laz, maybe a bit of a misstep. Wanted to just try and buy his time a little bit more, closer towards it. NRG now getting that plant down. It's a situation you don't want to find yourself in. If you are Zeta Division, trying to retake into this, look at it again, Cascade, Orb.
Depp got past the Orb though. Could be a danger for Ardis. Still chances here for Zeta, but it's going to get tough.
Yeah, and Heaven's being watched for. 10. Look at this angle. The Som's just currently sitting at, just watching it. Anybody who pushes forwards, it's just, yeah, crumbling.
What a bonus from NRG. Laz was the real danger player there, set up on that deep line down short.
You need to hold on to controller short there. I can understand why Laz didn't take the TP, but...
I mean, to be honest, I think he was happy to duel against Ardis again. That's just spam from everyone, but Ardis swings through this smoke instantly to try and trade the fight. Super confident. Laz is thinking, yeah, I'm kind of positive. I'm here early enough to be able to take a duel like this and feel favored about it.
Yeah.
And Ardis just swings and deletes him. 6-1 already in the map. The times where we've seen Ardis play Jet here, I feel like it's his best map.
Big reveal here. Yeah. I mean,
he always pops off.
Fights, he is bobbing off. They spot a ton of bodies. NRG, Finesse making a call here to just lurk up towards A. Well, Laz, that's nice. Not claiming a second. Good exit strategy. Finesse. Arms out wide. Orb. Drop down. How does he play this one now?
Laz is calling over the reinforcements.
Yeah, it's definitely more time over. Oh my, Headhunter!
Down A.
A few more bullets left to do some serious damage. That's a team flash. Unfortunate.
That's not useful.
There's a minute left to play with, and NRG, they do slow it down, so showing a bit of discipline.
They can go for the full rotate here. Maybe use a Reckoning just to make sure that one of the sites is clear. Instead, actually, they're using Ardis as a bit of a lurk player. This is a weird strategy to go for when you're down players.
Got 2 smokes. He might be able to evade the trademark. Yeah. And he's pushed up behind him. He can hear the trademark. Oh, no. Okay. That's going to pull them all the way back, along with the spike as well, over towards the area.
Wow, that fake on B has absolutely worked like a treat. What a play by called by Finesse. Just pulled everyone away from the A site, and Ardis walked in.
One to defend. There's a deep Stardo. Let it bloom. A chance to try and come through into it. It's played to perfection. Ardis. Oh, yeah. So willing to take that fight. Now listen, eco kills, okay. Also, already had his ult, so if I'm really being a critic, someone else should have got those kills. No, I'm kidding, but he's doing all right.
I mean, they dodged a rough situation there. Laz hit 2 beautiful shots with the Headhunter to be able to put his team in a nice situation to win. And
that is lovely.
Finesse called a beautiful fake on the other side, using the fact that his Viper Wall covers short and B to create pressure on both sides, combined that with a Harbor Wall from Som, and it really sold the B hit. Zeta were trying to full rotate. So I come get this or come get these?
I mean, that greatly changes the reaction, I think, when you make it these, which I will not be repeating on broadcast. Or maybe I will. Depends if we have another tech pause.
It really sold the... Zeta taking the time out here to try and figure out what's going on. And I actually think that it's too early to tell. To be honest, I mean, what? They've played the pistol and the bonus.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Sure, round 4 felt like it was winnable, and it maybe feels like there's something going on there. But you got to hope that the coaches identified something that's going to be really useful heading into these later rounds.
This comp is really hard to play against. I mean, the double war comp on Haven might be approaching a point as well, just in terms of success rates on it, that it becomes almost the standard, I think, on Haven.
It was one
really
of the things
difficult to deal with.
It was one of the things that annoyed me the most about watching Loud, is that they weren't playing Haven with this composition, and they've just brought it back into the rotation. So, love to see that from the Americas teams. And it's going to put a real twist on things for squads like Zeta in Pacific.
Yeah, it's hardest going with this. Judge, Blade Storm.
Straight into Laz with Chamber Ult.
Yep, tour de force here, holding this corner and the angle, but it's such a difficult shot to hit. Barely a timing here, and look at the util. Dumped all the way through! Depp! No way! That's 4 that fall! Now's the time to go for the ace! Man. Insanity! And the ace! Holy!
It's over in a flash! This is over and done so quickly!
Yeah, that's my reaction. Bro, there's no way.
Depp is there just to support Laz in case something like that happens. It's a bait and switch kind of setup.
He's stuff there.
What is that one as well? Oh. This is one of the fastest ace plays
That is crazy. That's like the final bullet as well. Oh my god.
That's one to fire Zeta up.
Yeah. If you needed a round to get you back into it, that's it.
And it would have been a cool play even had Depp not instantly aced. The idea being that Laz takes contact, TP's away, and it plays Depp in, you know, for a cheeky 2 with NRG not checking the corner. That's what they were hoping would happen. They got more than they even bargained for.
Both flashes used early by Crashies. He was just clearing towards C in mid, ensuring that it wasn't taken, but it didn't clear close to the corner 10. Crosshair placement's good though. Artis, good awareness.
Continues to be a demon on these entries.
He is.
He's 10-2. He's slaughtering Zeta, apart from the prior round.
Footstep maybe? Unsure, but Laz is playing in front of his trademark. There's no way. Okay. Clear in the corner.
Teleport's
Lockdown. You have got to be joking, Laz. You've got to be joking. No way! Okay. Evened it up. 4 versus 4, and it's lockdown. Oh, Victor can't catch that rotation. It's thrown confusion into the mix.
Zeta want to try and get into sights as
30
quickly as
seconds
possible, but there's nobody really here. It's only Depp. He spotted one.
Yep, spotted it now, and you really have to put a bit more of a defense.
That
missing.
did not go where Finesse was
Lockdown earned inside the smoke, but a spam Depp just really falling there. Crow towards the back. To pieces.
This
where the
round's
round's
done.
going. It is done. You can't play into this one.
It is just all wrapped up.
Win taken out the sails for Zeta Division.
Yeah, jeers from the crowd, but sensible option for Zeta, just trying to keep hold of whatever guns they have. You can, I mean, you can't even really do damage to the NRG economy. You just end up running into sight.
Yeah.
And you see that Zeta really need to be playing for these flood defenses.
They do.
They can't afford to play big set retakes like that. But when you leave A open, it then leaves you in a weird spot where Depp and Crow are just trying to run back in. You know, they just get spammed.
Yeah.
So Zeta are currently finding it very difficult to get the read on where Finesse is rotating the troops. They have the freedom, more so than most compositions, in terms of where they position themselves, because they've got all of that Sentinel utility to still give them info around the map, and yet still FNS has got them in loops.
Have to see the adjustments here. I did like the initial defensive setup by Zeta. I mean, when they play Laz into short, I think he needs a little bit more help if you are going to try and defend him there.
That's an unfortunate one, Depp falling. Though his position was known. He'd already been spotted up in heaven. Finesse has a decent idea.
Depp has an Odin.
Okay, that's a little interesting.
Thought he was going to go for a play at double doors, not quite. He's going to look towards C.
That's a weird one.
Yeah. Sheer firepower to brute force it, maybe. Trailblazer spotting out the alarm bot now. We'll clear that one.
And they'll have spotted the fact that there's an Odin over there. I mean, he's already shot. Laz posted behind the Viper wall. So this isn't going to deny too much information over towards A. He's got his trademark too. And Crow flashes to make sure no one's timed him down long. So now Laz can just be left watching A. Crow has the freedom to be able to rotate off and help 10, but 10 is currently getting pressure.
In with the Cove. Is that a lineup? Looking nice with it, honestly. Artis dashing up towards the top! And he's granted one. Not quite a freebie, still have to work for it.
It's another kind of
fake.
pump
Yeah, bait and switch. There are players to meet them though, Zeta. They are here, and they are trying to strike back here with the Odin, the crossfire. Sugar Zero, close to the corner now, avoiding it, but does not avoid the fire. And again, it's Laz picking up the pieces out in the open, man.
NRG are catching Zeta off on so many of these angles.
Yeah.
Depp too, just, I mean, you know, going back and forth from the ADS takes so long on the Odin. He doesn't really have the time to be able to do that.
It's a bit weird.
And NRG are hitting the site. But these plays are so well constructed from NRG.
And how do you even win this? Nano Swarms. 3 players to clear and flush out. Laz, he's got the money. Make it go this one. Turret takes first contact. Nano Swarms, deaded. It's just an impossibility.
Yeah, I don't think there's any timing.
Yeah, they lined up. But this is NRG domination.
And Laz struggling in a 1v3 there that seems unwinnable. And also having to try and call against Finesse on this map. Puts him in a similar level of a bind.
Enemy remaining.
Look at these fights. NRG just peeking you from expectation, angles that you don't expect.
Artis is frying as well. I mean,
he is
14-3.
I swear he always goes nuts on Haven playing Jet. This composition sets him up for so much success because you get free space with the Cascades and the Viper Walls.
Here it is, push forwards here, 10. He's earned his showstopper close to the corner here. This has to be cleared. They've got to know it. What's he looking for here? Showstopper, Satchel up into the air. The dash back, no Artis. As healthy as anything.
What a
150.
dodge.
Completely avoided.
And now NRG leave again. You know, Zeta are worried. They could still be all the way down short and down long, and NRG are just taking map control and playing with it so well. They're bamboozling Zeta. Still have 3 players over towards A, only now looking for a re-clear towards short.
You know, witness to the masterclass. That's what it feels like here. Seekers clearing the way. Safe path into the back of the site. Laz with the operator trying to retake. Shots are fired off, but nothing gained. Artis is unorthodox. The Viper's pit. I mean, this essentially should win it. It's going to take so much more. Into the corner here, Crow. Trailblazer. Artis forced to back away. He's out in the open. Taken out into the sky here, but still they have this Viper's pit to get through. They've used all their tools, really. The boom button, the Trailblazer, spam into the corner. Som survives on 2 health. Flash around over the top, Laz.
Oh, tragic.
They thought he was being cheeky with it. Drop, though. Exchange still. They have so many tools to just push them away here. NRG, as long as they survive. And yet it ticks away any chances now of winning this one. You have to back away. This is heartbreak for Zeta.
One of the things that I think NRG do at a world-class level, up there with the very best teams in the world, is mix in different tempos to their game. They'll hit you with a fast round, and it'll look exactly the same as if they're going for a fake, and it'll look exactly the same as if they're going for a slow round too. You know, their cascade that they use down A, you have no idea if they're going to instantly go into an A hit off the back of that. The round where Finesse was able to post up Artis in short and then fake the B hit looked very, very similar to what they just did on B. And you only know once it's already too late and the plant's down. And at that point, this composition just does the rest, because Finesse's Viper utility is a nightmare to get through.
Yep, the Viper utility, Nano Swarms, the 4 positions being played, I mean. Yeah, collecting the signatures. But this is 7-1, last timeout being used by Zeta, by the way, in the first half. I mean, not many rounds left towards it, but you really do have to salvage it here.
This first half seems almost signed and sealed already by NRG.
Yeah.
Zeta are going to have to come up with something enormous to recover it.
And I mean, getting their ankles broken doesn't help. I mean, at the core, against this composition, we've already been, talking about it. You have to flood defense. You have to try and play to push them away so they can't even set up into post plants in the first place. But it's a 3-site map of Haven, and when Finesse is calling on it, he's obfuscating everything.
He certainly is. And on top of that, it really helps when Artis is getting every first kill, it feels like. You know, that was a major problem when they played against Billy. I said it before, I'll say it again. They were 2 and 8, Artis and Victor combined on that second map on the attack side.
Grouped up. Plays to meet them. This looks like a full-on hit from NRG. That lineup as well is going to be going, I believe, towards the back of the site so nobody can flood in. Nano Swarm. Cascade spamming. No kills.
No damage.
Yeah, no damage, in fact. All the way through with the dog. It catches, and Artis seeks to claim, and lay claim 2. He's in a sight here. Dodge out. That flash is excellent. 10. It's desperation at this point with the Stinger. Vulnerable up. He has to swing into them, and he cannot do a bloody thing.
Victor as well spams onto Crow, who was trying to send in some level of flash to support. And Laz, IGL star player on Chamber, left wondering where it's going so wrong. NRG are ready for what Zeta are throwing at them. It's a nice idea from Zeta. I feel like that's one of the reasons why Depp even picked up an Odin in one of the prior rounds, is to try and spam if NRG are using the Cascade to take C long. And they just counter spam. And then the Zeta players can't do a thing.
Last feeling like he has to go for it.
There's 7.
No, you have to save, yeah. It's ticking. He hears the footsteps.
If he does save,
doesn't do anything, no.
No, if he does save, at least he has an op and can drop somebody else. These situations are gutting. And especially when you feel like you have the mechanical ability to win some of these, some of the time, you feel like, oh, maybe I should go for it.
Yeah. There's a reason we were saying, you know, Zeta Division potentially going to be looking back at that Bayern map when they were on map point and kicking themselves. The turning point of the series because, yeah, you know, it is essentially the playground of finesse.
And you have to keep up the pressure constantly on NRG. You think back to how Bilibili were able to upset them. There was always pressure in their face. Now, NRG were never allowed to get comfortable. Once they find the comfort zone and find the rhythm, it is so difficult to push them out of it. That's the task that Zeta now have. Looks like 10 might want to get aggressive down mid. Bit of a walk push. He's tucking into Cubby again. He's done this already. We'll see whether NRG think about it if they do end up going back to B.
Hey, both nanos committed. Just to clear out that spot, they're going to be weighted down.
That's weird, though. I mean, that's a major defensive tool that's just been... And a lockdown!
Yeah, this is so early on.
18 seconds into the round.
20, but they're trying to funnel players into 10, who's close up into mid. He's got the rest of his team here. They're hoping for a reaction from NRG.
But they're just not doing it. There's no quick reaction. Instead, NRG are just looking to try and retake the space that they just lost. Zeta are going to have to find a timing.
And, well, losing the fights out. It's traded by Depp here. Grouped up, Satchels getting out of there. Laz is behind you. Crashes falls, and here's the instantaneous reaction. Artist already deep onto the side. Sugar Zero. Left to try and shut this one down. Up drop down. No way. Sugar Zero thought it was all clear. Som's helping him out. Beaming down the opposition.
Laz got it all to do on the flank.
Fast flank, but Finesse, he's got the angle, moving forwards, wasn't quite favoured. Damage done to either side here. Where's the kill? It's collected. All for the IGL. 8-1, about to be 9-1.
And Zeta are throwing everything they can at the wall here, trying to get something to stick, and it's just not working. Crow's in a spot where even if he jumps out on the ledge, he's got Som and Finesse waiting to gun him down. It's just another unwinnable 1v3 that Zeta find themselves looking towards. And this, probably the closest round they've had to be able to put one on the board in a long while. Laz found a really nice timing past Victor's alarm bot right as Victor fell, and it felt like there might be something happening there. Up until Artist just drops down from heaven and nails the shot onto Sugar Zero. Even when Zeta have ideas that are working and timings that they find, NRG have found their form and they're now on fire. I mean, look at this. That's the kind of situation where maybe, you know, Sugar Zero's a little quicker around the corner, a little quicker on the trigger.
Maybe collects it onto Artist. Yeah, there's a chance potentially, but you can feel the frustration.
Especially for Laz, who we know already wears his heart on his sleeve, right? We've seen it at previous tournaments too, how much these losses can affect him. But he's now the IGL, the team captain, everything, all of the weight on his shoulders. Superstar, IGL, has to try and make something work here.
Deep nade into the position, but Finesse has already passed it into the angle. Tucked into short. The order is sent out. The rest of his team looking to try and break some of this utility. Turret only just placed here, actually. Off on the angle there. Crash is trying to spam through the wall to bring it down.
Artist is looking to poke and prod towards B. And Laz is set up here with an interesting setup. Rendezvous manages to get him out into spawn so he can really try and hard anchor towards the back, but he
he's
can't
looking
really
left
leave.
and right. Yeah, I mean, there's no one else covering a different section.
No. Oh. Spotted.
And it's clear, 10 with a chance. Yeah, jumping right into the fray here, but a call is made for NRG. Jumping straight into this one. Trailblazer catches.
Oh, he got punished.
Overstays it!
How is Artist slaughtering them all so easily?
He's ripping them to pieces. Cast the curse.
Down he goes.
Yeah, Crow.
Another 1v3 for Crow.
Just cannot be done. Surely, but you have to make a go of it here. Crossfire setup, it's impossible. It's just impossible.
He's got a flash.
Disheartening. Truly disheartening.
I mean, absolutely brutal for him. Everybody on NRG, everybody on Zeta, quiet, allowing Crow to play the clutch, but realizing that this game has completely slipped away from them.
This is it. At this point, on the precipice, it's an elimination match. Zeta on the verge of going home.
And in the silence that's forced by these dreadful clutches towards the ends of the rounds, that sense of dread is going to seep in. And when Artist is doing stuff like that to you, what's the answer? It simply isn't one unless you can stand up and shoot back.
Right now. He's a monster. Last round of the first half.
We haven't seen a 13-1.
No, I mean, we haven't. And we've seen comebacks before. Maybe not like this.
I don't think I've ever seen one like this, Brent.
Yeah. Start taking care of. Laz seeking to reclaim that space right after the point here. Oh, Blazer. Not sure if that spotted anything, but 10's close to the corner as well. Onto this one, and they're all falling once more. They're trying to fight over to this, but again, it makes it so difficult to read. The Viper Wall up in their faces. Okay, Reckoning.
Just running around with util out.
Feet. A chance for Crow, but barely that. Just a chance. Can't take it. And again, it's Laz, IGL captain.
Spike planted.
This time you have to make a play into it, but you've got walls to get through, the lockdown to get through. It's an impossibility. It's just not possible. And yeah, he realized, I mean, even just like the detainment here, he's like, okay, well, what can you do?
What's he gonna do?
That is sad, yeah.
The last time that these two teams faced, it was heartbreak for Zeta, but in a very different way. A great run ended this time. Looking down the barrel of the end of their entire year, not been able to replicate that same level of success they found at Reykjavik. And what a deflating way for it to look to end. An 11-1 half, completely outplayed here.
Pure domination. Yeah, Finesse has just called an absolutely impeccable game on this half as well. Artist playing lights out on top of it. Absolutely incredible stuff. Let's send it down to the desk to break it down.
Thank you so much, fellas. Wow. NRG, absolute decimation on Haven. And we knew that Haven was going to be a strong map for NRG, but Sean, I'll be honest, I didn't think this strong, given what we were talking about leading into the series. I'm kind of stunned, honestly.
I think a lot of it is to do with FNS's calling, but you also obviously have to have a jet like Artist just taking all of the space with the cascades. Saicho and Brent did a great job of pointing that out, actually. He was always trailing the cascades up long A. He was taking space on C, going up garage aggressively, going into B, doing kind of the Durka updraft onto the box. So many entries.
And we've been waiting for the map where it's like, okay, this is the NRG we know, with a really good, consistent mid-rounding. Even when they're winning, they're coming up with new ideas. And I think this first half was clearly that. Yes. NRG continued to be one step ahead. And honestly, Zeta just looked deflated.
Yeah, there was only one bright spot. And that, of course, takes us to our HyperX reflex moment. You got to give some flowers there to Def. It was quite the moment there for him to be able to pull that off. But that's all they were able to get.
But your only round is an ace. I think that just speaks to the tragedy of this game right now for Zeta. They went on an incredible run in the Pacific LCQ. Most people didn't think that they would win that tournament. A big game over Secret. They come here, play some close matches, and then this game, where their only round is an ace. And I think that's a testament to just how well NRG is playing right now.
Yeah, that's insane that he just got that ace in the Reckoning in garage. It's almost impossible to dodge the stun in that zone.
It might be like the fastest ace I've ever seen.
A Jet Blade Storm coming right in his face. I mean, that's an incredible ace, but to walk away with that being your only round with double Sentinel is just, that's depressing.
Yeah, it definitely hurts. And look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. Zeta, they're going to need to pull off a miracle to come back into this game, or else NRG are moving on in this competition. Let's send it back over to your casters.
Yeah, we use the word miracle a lot as well, but I mean, it would have to be the case here. NRG are just on the cusp of it, man. 11-1, heading into the pistol round now, and I mean, the form that they're in.
Yeah, they're looking fantastic to be able to close things out. What a recovery from NRG too, after being upset by Billy. And then looking dodgy in map 1, and it going all the way to OT. They've absolutely dismantled Zeta here.
Breaking the util though, they're fast. Straight through B,
Laz could get
into
caught.
A bit of a squeeze attempt. Are they going to go with it? No, actually going to go for the plant onto B, but taking control of the connector Laz. Definite potential here for them to get caught, and he does, so it's cleared out. They're waiting for that lurk.
Look at 10 though. 10 has blast packed all the way up into heaven.
How was this happening?
Right there. Som's heard something.
Yeah, he's heard it. He spotted it. Just seeking to contain.
This is a bizarre post-plant situation on B.
Very weird. Close together now. They want to take the fight to him. No way, man. It's right clicks. It shares the pistols. The ones that are really sailing him through. A tap onto it, forces out the pull, but 10, they know where he is. He's spotted out, and he's brought down.
NRG have never lost a match like this. We often see this core have slow starts in international tournaments, but they don't go out in groups that easily. A lot of naysayers after they lost to Bilibili, a lot of fraudulent accusations being levied online. And certainly with Bind, they were pushed. There were chances for Zeta to win that, many of them. But here, there was not a single one. The only round being gained by an ace. NRG looking like they've rebounded with fierce fashion.
Setting themselves up for the series win continuation. Zeta, the verge of going home. Much earlier than they perhaps wanted. Ardis, top of the box here. Returned with the fire. The shots are rattled, forcing the rotations from NRG. Flash over the top though. Good reload. They are grouped up and they're finding it difficult to get options here. Trailblazer spots it, so is there. Now Crashes with the most to do, but at this angle, it could seriously cause some decimation. Star's nice to set them back up onto it along with the Trailblazer. Doesn't get broken, so has to back away here. Fast up onto the angle, but look at this util. Immediately, high tide, cuts it off. Zeta just can't really get through it.
Oh, they don't need those kind of moments as well.
Stars drop, this is it. This is the moment. It's a turning point. It's where NRG really just make their stand and lay claim to it. Continuation in the tournament, they do not go lightly. Zeta still here, but Deb's the last one left. Jumping right click in his face, taking the fight to him. Picked up the upgrade. 1 versus 1, him versus Victor. Victor, a chance to make a clean cut. Turret spotted out, doesn't hit the shot, needs to stick the plant. Pressure mounting, and Victor delivers it. A final blow, and NRG, they send Zeta home.
In the most dominant map that we have seen thus far at Champions, and an absolutely bizarre one. 13 rounds of excellence from NRG. Ardis playing out of his mind in a finesse masterclass that Sean had a 90% chance of happening. Completely delivered. The only round where they slipped up an ace. An absolutely bizarre way to end the series, but NRG firmly rebounding. And Zeta, you know, they'll be having nightmares about map 1 for sure, because there were chances to win that. But they had no hope on Haven.
No, that was just a complete shutout.
And it's an unfortunate way, it really is. Heartbreak, you're right, Brent, for the year to end for Zeta Division. Their run at Reykjavik, an absolute dream, but so far in the past, and at this point, barely a memory.
Even the chance of vengeance, but for NRG, they're looking renewed, honestly. Under the mental turmoil that they might have been going through in their loss to Bilibili, and now they've earned themselves a spot as well. A bit of a rematch. That will be a vengeance game, won't it?
Certainly will. I'm very excited to see the rematch and see what NRG have brought to the table, whether Bilibili can continue that excellent performance we saw from them. And NRG were pushed, remember, on map 1. Well, you couldn't find 2 more different maps, I don't think.
No.
In terms of the competitiveness.
So different. Beginning to end.
This team does tend to rebound in spots like this. They have a history of winning rematch games as well. When they see their opponents and figure out plans and counters, they came extremely prepared.
Got you off there. Oh, yeah. I mean, building the desk with the points are out.
Absolutely.
Write this one down, yeah.
Yeah.
NRG, absolutely ridiculous win for them. I mean, 13-1, sheer domination.
I wonder what this will do to the doubters.
Oh, the fraud remarks?
Yeah, I mean, you know, because...
I mean, there's signs of weaknesses there, but listen, I mean, even wounded animals bite back. They've still got a couple of maps that are just really looking good.
Absolutely. The Haven looks spectacular. Both of the America's teams that have had a bit of stumble, Loud and NRG, both looking excellent here with the Harbor Viper on Haven. It's going to be something to keep an eye out later on in the tournament.
Yeah, most definitely. Unfortunately, does mean we send Zeta Division home, but Celebrations abound here for NRG. Living another day, and we're going to see how far they can really go as well. This team has done solid work at international events, the Cordis roster. They've seen success all the way to the finish line at times.
This was a tough one. I do feel for Laz. I really do. He's got so much on his shoulders. And the Japanese fans expect a lot from this team. They've just not quite been able to deliver it in 2023.
Yeah, looking forward to the future as well. I mean, 2024, new beginnings for this squad as well. Who knows what will happen, but for now, we're focusing on the here and now. It's champs in the groups. It is deadly when you get down to it, when the elimination games.
You know, Ten tried to pick up the judge a few times. We saw the judge ratings coming out. It didn't really do as much as YZ on Split.
Bit of a replication.
I mean, Split didn't end up getting played here today as well, but at the same time, I am so hyped for that rematch to occur.
Yes, that is going to be a good one. I mean, listen, the stories, they write themselves of it. Yeah, seeing if it can be brought back all the way. Will Billy do it a second time? I mean, Lightning striking.
Do you think Ardis knows who he is?
I mean, definitely at this point. I mean, he should know who he is at this point as well. I mean, yeah, that's going to be hotly anticipated as well. Getting the interview set up and ready as well, in case you're wondering why we're waffling around. But yeah.
Can't see exactly who it's going to be with, but I am interested to hear it. Like, looking forward towards that one.
Okay, well, it's going to be with Ardis. Here, Dan's on the floor with a lovely post-game interview. Take it away.
Thank you guys so much. I'm joined by Ardis. Everybody give it up for Ardis. Popping off today on the map number 1, 27 kills, on the map number 2, 19 kills. And when it's moments like this one, we're just having a feast with the enemy. Tell me, what is it like? Is it just everybody trying to play around you and letting you have these moments?
I'm just having fun. We're playing to have fun. I'm running around, killing people. It is what it is. Like when you're feeling it and everyone in the team's helping you, it's super easy. And yeah, just I want to thank my team and everyone who's here. So thank you.
It looked so easy for you. And I want to ask you right at the beginning, that map number 1, you guys had a little bit of a slower start. Was there ever a point of concern, or was it just, we know we're going to come back, even if it's overtime, it's going to be fine?
We knew we were going to win. We knew we were going to win. So we ain't losing to Zeta, you know what I mean? We ain't losing to Zeta. We ain't losing to Billy again. Trust me right now, we'll be in playoffs, and we're guaranteed. I promise you that.
And I know you're mentioning Billy. I want to ask you, the NRG core, they're known for having those slow starts and then always going on a run right after. Yeah. When you joined the team, did you feel that? Did you feel that slow start? And what is the secret? What's going on?
I mean, listen, we lost to Billy gaming. So, like, it's definitely a very slow start. But, like, in the future, listen, it's NRG, Envy, Optic, they've been known to have slow starts. It's the same in NRG. But, like, I tried my best to have a fast start, but it is what it is. Fennis is cursed. He's cursed for life.
And now, I have a question for that match against Billy, actually. Right at the end, you guys look a little bit frustrated, the mental was down, but today, it was going great. You guys look confident from beginning to end. Is that the mental part something that you guys work on and are going to continue to work on throughout the tournament?
I think we just overcomplicated against Billy. I think we would just play simple and play what we know. We're better players, we're a better team, so if we just keep it simple, we win the game. So, yes, sir! The crowd, no, the crowd.
And my last question then, do you have any words to say to Billy as you face them for that rematch?
You guys are going home, 100%, guaranteed, I promise you that.
All right, he's saying 100%. We're gonna have to wait for that match as we send it back to you guys. Thank you, Arvin.
Thank you, no worries, thank you. God bless.
Oh my word, Ardis with the spice.